spending all.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or in this case, good night to all of you guys tuning in from across the world to watch the GLL Latam Masters. I'm Toby, joined by Talha, and we have got quite a chunk of Latin American PUBG matches coming your way today. And Talha, yesterday, one team just like right off the bat, just kick it off. We're starting with Senna.
Yep.
Did so yesterday as well. Yesterday, we spent the entire pregame praising one team for their accomplishments on week one. Right off the bat, 16th place, 0 points. And I'm not going to mention any teams now before because I feel like we really jinxed that start to the tournament, or to the day. So I'm just going to say, what do you think is going to happen? Because I clearly have the jinxing power in terms of
well,
that.
if we're not going to mention any teams, then there's going to be one team that will most likely dominate, and they will go on through to the game. And the second we mention their name, they will die early. And then another team will rise through the ashes and take victory. And then maybe HayZ will come back, replace me, and then that one team will do well for that one game, and then I come back, and then they go back into there. So, no, jokes aside, Black Dragons, that's who we were praising, and they didn't have a great first two games, and then they kicked themselves into gear for the second one, and then they kind of closed it off on like a nice consistency.
Yeah, they managed to get back on track. But let's look at the schedule for today's matches. It's going to be a total of 6 games coming your way, and as you can see, starting off with the S, that's Sanok, then 2 times M, that's Miramar, and then 3 times Wrangel. And by the end of this day, Talha, we are make that 2/3, 66.666 unlimited % through the tournament. And here, of course, you can see our schedule for today's matches. This, as we just said, Sanok, Miramar, Wrangel. Can you say that fast? Wrangel.
Wrangle.
Good job.
Wrangle.
That's pretty
wrangling.
That was pretty easy. Point system, nonetheless, is on your screen as well. And I think, honestly, we have spent this whole year in all that is competitive squads PUBG with this point system. So I don't think it's any new to you. For those of you guys who may be watching for the first time, welcome, first of all. Second of all, it is a kill-heavy point system. We've seen it many times before, especially on Sanok. Don't try and sit and grind those placements when there's still 40 people alive. Just kill stuff.
Yeah, it's all about accumulating as many points as possible. It's great, you get 10 points for the win, but it's all about the kills that really do add up at the end. If it's 1 point difference between 7th and 8th place, or sorry, 8th and 6th place is the 1 point difference, that 1 or 2 kills can really make you jump the whole band and tier. And especially on Sanhok, we saw yesterday, my first time actually casting a squad Sanhok game.
How did you like it?
It was very underwhelming from what I was expecting.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Words.
Yeah, very underwhelming. I was expecting a bit more like duos carnage that we usually have. But going bang slap in the center isn't necessarily the best because you don't really see many teams. They're all around you fighting each other, and you kind of want to be in the fight trying to kill everyone.
You want to have some sort of impact.
Exactly.
It's very hard to do when you're in the middle. But let's see yesterday how these guys managed to rack up their points totals. This, of course, after 18 games played. Black Dragons, despite for a little while giving that first place spot to Furia, they managed to claim it back. But the lead is not as what do you say, as dominant as it was before. They were 19 points down to second place coming into yesterday, and now, well, that's just 8 points.
Yeah, the gap has been closed. There definitely isn't any room for them to breathe anymore. They can't really make mistakes like they were yesterday. They have to try and stay on point and to keep ahead of the pack.
Look at 6th place through 9th. That's 2 points. I mean, that's insane. Even if we add in 5th as well, 99 to 96 points. That's 3 points separating all those guys. And of course, for those of you guys who don't know the complete system, all these guys are playing for a spot at the PUBG Global Championship. But when I say a spot, it's literally a spot. There's only one. It's only the first place that goes through. Yeah, there is prize money for all the teams, but it is only the very first place team that goes through. Right now, if we enter the tournament here, it will be Black Dragons, but with still another 18 games left to play, oh, fantasy, everything can happen.
Yeah, it's all well and good. You can split the leaderboard into half, and you can say, well, this is the top half of the leaderboard, this is the bottom half. But all that matters is that #1 slot at the moment.
Yes.
You
We're
do get
halfway
the
through
prize
now,
money.
too. Think about that. 18 games in, we're halfway through.
Yeah.
So, what was that? 150 some points. Let's see if they can repeat that. I would be surprised if Black Dragons accumulate another 176 points. I think it was that they had in total. Something around there. If they can do that, and at 320 plus, that would be very impressive.
That would be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
The amount of consistency that's required just to do that as well.
I mean, that alongside just teams over the course of the tournament start playing better. They always do, and once you get into that rhythm, it's so much more difficult to be dominant when when you can say like the group of teams is kind of established. In a way, in the beginning, in the chaos, you can kind of maybe rack up more points than normally. And some teams really do good at picking up those points, but yeah, once the group team kind of gets molded together, it's you just rarely see those crazy high-kill games.
Yeah, it's 176 points in the last 18
games.
In the last 18 games. Quite a big ask, Toby.
It is. I mean, that's an average of almost 10 points per game. But then again, they've done it so far. So, and that's with 2 0-point games yesterday.
Yeah.
That just makes it even more impressive,
yeah, I was
right?
going to say, they didn't have the best time yesterday with those 2 games. So, I mean, you could definitely pull it off, but I feel like a lot of the time, like you're saying, teams do get better over the course of the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't work the other way. You can also decline quite a bit. You can fall off. Yeah. Other teams could get better and adapt more to your play style, whereas you don't adapt as much.
That's the issue, right? Because right now, they are on the high horse. I mean, they're sitting in that first place, and taking into account that it's really the only spot that matters, everybody's looking at them. I mean, they have 15 teams to look at. Technically, everyone else has 1.
Yeah.
Because everyone has to figure out how do we kind of dethrone the Black Dragons.
Hot drop.
That's an option. Do you want to be the one risking it, though? We kind of talked about this yesterday as well. Do you want to be the one that has to land in their territory? That's a new word. Territory, and risk going down with the off chance of, yes, they will get eliminated, but that just means other teams are surpassing you even more, so it's not really worth it. I don't know.
I would.
Of course you would, Talha.
I would.
YOLO.
What have we got to lose? No, honestly, like a lot of the time it's, well, we have so much to lose. We're only in second place. I mean, you're only in second place. You want that first place that badly, you go for it. You don't just half arse it. You go for it. You're like, I want to be first. That's not the mentality of a winner.
I think if you want to do that, I mean, because I kind of respect the hot drop every now and again, but I think you don't do it yet. I think there's still. I mean, still, it's like, don't go away from your strategies until they're proven not worthy. I mean, if you're sitting in second place in Furious situation, I don't see why they should risk a game.
I don't know. I feel
dropping
like
Black Dragons when obviously their strategy so far has gotten them to second place. So it's not because they're playing bad by any means at all.
But I feel sometimes hot dropping later in the tournament is so much more risky of, oh, shall we or shall we not? Whereas right now you've got that gap. You don't have
one game, just kind of throw them off.
Yeah, well, like you do one game, and that one game might throw them off. You can then not overtake them in points, but you can deny them points, which earlier down the line they might not be able to get. But when it gets to like the closing parts of the whole tournament, where you've got a few games left, and you know roughly how many points is going to be in it for the win, then it's harder to judge whether or not hot drop is the right thing to do.
True. Have you ever watched American football?
No.
No, okay. So it's like whenever they kick off the ball, sometimes they do the onside kick. In the middle of the game, it's like one of those, like you would never do it unless if everything was on the line in the last minute of the game. And they do
onside kick.
I'm not gonna go into detail. Half the viewers probably, if not 99% of the viewers, probably never watch American football either. So it's a stupid analogy. But doing something that's completely out of the ordinary, just throw them off, to then go back and do the exact same thing again. That's gonna keep the opponents that were just victim of you being creative in that way. That's gonna keep them into like, oh my god, when are they gonna do it again? Like they have to constantly be aware of it, and that can maybe throw them off of the usual game plan too.
You just be too used to it, and you're like, oh, we're getting to like the last 3 games. We're expecting to be hot dropped, whereas bang, middle of the tournament, get hot dropped.
No, it could be fun. Just do it once, just shake up the bag a little, and then go back to like, back to do our whole thing again. While they're going like, oh, where are they?
There we go. There's your psychological warfare in PUBG.
And that's a big thing. I mean, people don't really think too much about it, but mental pressure, I mean, it's massive. And if you can apply that early on in the tournament, who's to say it doesn't work?
It exists in other games.
I think it exists in all games.
Well, in all games.
Solitaire, mental warfare.
I mean, you're right, but I mean, like we see it mostly in Counter-Strike. You need the mental capability to be able to go through that.
For sure.
And you can definitely have mental games in that one. Just by spraying in random areas and all that kind of stuff, throwing your opponent off.
You can bait people. Some fake smokes here and there you can do in PUBG as well. Obviously, always beneficial to try and do some outplays in that regard. We don't see too much of it though, especially with utility. Sometimes you see that solo throw a smoke in one direction and run the other. It's like a 1v1 in the end, but we don't ever really see it mid game or kind of earlier in the tournament.
No, but I definitely think the hot drop thing should work. Keep
do you
your opponents on the toes.
Today? That's the question. Do you think it's going to happen today?
I don't know. I don't think players really think the way I think, and usually the way I think is wrong. So
don't listen to him. He's just there for the entertainment part of it. Whenever he gives advice, just write them down as Talha said this, so we are not.
It might be good, and if it is, then Talha didn't say it.
Nonetheless, guys, we are in the first of 6 games on the day, and hopefully we'll get some good matches coming our way. We're gonna start off on Sanhok, and then make our way over to Wrangle and Miramar. So still haven't seen Vikendi yet. Who knows? There's still an upcoming season. There's still plenty of times for news and announcements to be made. We know other games they decided to just quit today, so at least our game still works.
I would absolutely love Vikendi. I cannot wait.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
Is going to come in. I'm being absolutely serious. I think it's a very nice map.
It is pretty. It is pretty. Gotta give them that.
No, I don't think it's just pretty.
It is pretty though.
Again, it's a different type of map. It's
sure.
People. I feel like they jump the gun a bit too early, and they like to say, "Oh, it's not competitive enough. There's too many compounds, all this kind of stuff." Well, what is competitive? Other than it's a different.
The big questions coming out. What is competitive?
Other than it's a different map entirely. It's going to require a different play style. Let's see what happens, and then make adjustments to it.
Singularity also yesterday had a somewhat hard time getting off to a good start. This circle, I think, could not have been any better for them. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, because maybe if you haven't been watching some of the other leagues that's been going on and you haven't watched too much of the Latam tournament so far either, Sanhok introduced in Phase 3, first of all. Second of all the rules that apply to Wrangle and Miramar are pretty much the exact same on Sanhok, except for one fact, and that is that the water, which we always talk about Phase 4, Circle 4, is like, it's going to go away from water. On Sanhok, that happens in Circle 3. Which means that with a circle like this, unless if the next circle goes somewhere really crazy, then you can kind of already start to look straight in between where Panda and Furia is and go, I think that area might be on land in that third circle.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if it shifts back onto the mainland.
Oh yeah, that will be unlikely for sure.
It's going to go onto that bottom side of that island.
Maybe we'll see a Bantai ending, like way down south. I've never seen those before, but then again, we also only had so many games on.
We haven't had
on this map
a great many games of Sanhok. We've had many years of games on Wrangle, so we've seen it all.
I think we've pretty much had all circles on Wrangle at this point. I mean, if you went in and looked over every single competitive PUBG match ever on a Wrangle, I think sure all circles, except for the ones that we can't get to with the Land Ranger, like west of Sarki and all those type corners. Other than that, I think we've literally been...
We've had Sarki, right?
Like inside city, I've never ever seen an inside Sarki ending. Like I've seen south of it and just on the eastern side, but never actually inside Saki.
I think I was playing an online, like private competitive game,
Yeah?
and it definitely ended like above Zaki.
Oh, it's happened. It's happened in public games for sure, but just with the
Yeah.
current, I mean, it would require some sort of a, you know how they have the lotteries where you can win like £1 million, and they have like the super ultra mega lottery thing where like one wins every 2 billion years. That I think is the equivalent chance of getting a Saki ending. There's a lot of math that would have to add up in order for that to work. Furia, well, they've made the rotation out early. We talked about this exact spot. And they are not going to be slow to rotate because they want the center position. And that's pretty much been the Furia strategy for the last days.
Yeah, it's been working very much in their favor yesterday. Every single game without fail, they have had the circle land on top of them time and time and time again. And that's really helped them. But what hasn't helped at all is Lycan going straight down to Godzilla on his rotation.
Rude. What hasn't helped at all is Lycan. It's like, okay, sorry if you're Lycan. It's like, hasn't helped at all. It's kind of harsh.
Kind of BM coming out straight
BM straight to. Oh, that's Lycan. He hasn't done anything. I don't think that's true. It's kind of rude. No, we were just kidding, by the way. But looking at Furia's rotation there, that also goes to show, I mean, it's not just because they randomly find themselves in the place that the circle shift to. They position themselves really quickly according to where they expect the circle to go. And of course, you can never guaranteedly know one other than that. Circles 3 and Circle 6 here in Sanhok. But other than that, I mean, they are in the right places, not just coincidence.
They do go as center as possible that they can.
Dragons.
Black Dragons getting themselves into a fight with Cream getting knocked, getting one knock, and then Ronna knocking Toby and Brick falling as well.
Toddy and Berg are both down already. Nabal manages to find himself both, now killed Demo by himself. Might be able, if lucky, to get up 2 reses, but Nabal and Runner want to be able to take them down, and they're doing all the damage needed. Runner finds Toddy, and that's once again Black Dragons suffering on Sanhok. That's 2 days in a row now. They've come off to a tough start.
Yep. The last player just gonna escape, kill Demo. And he's gonna kill Demo, sorry. And he's gonna get out of there on a solo, but not the best start. You're gonna be a solo for the rest of the game. It's only 6 minutes in, and your team's just been caught out on a rotation.
Get some kills.
And you're arguably one of the better teams in the lobby. You've been consistently at the top on a lot of your games, and you've just had a bad week so far.
Let's did get a win yesterday.
You did get a win yesterday, but you're on top of the leaderboard, and you had a massive gap. So, I mean, that gap has closed, and you kind of want to just say this is just a really bad week and we're going to be back on form in the next couple of games. Maybe just not starting Sanhok off perfectly like yesterday.
It's also kind of interesting how when they rotated Cinder yesterday, they kind of got screwed over by it. Now they say, good, we're not going to go Cinder, we're going to go far on the edge. And then they get caught again. Just really unfortunate to be a Black Dragon on Sanhok. I guess they're more green dragons, right? When it's like all this nature area.
Blue Eyes, Green Dragon. I never played that card game.
What? I wasn't talking about card games. I was referring to Heroes of Might and Magic.
I just wanted to.
Good old days.
I just wanted to make a Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
Oh.
Furious Gaming. Very safe rotation out there in the water coming in. Space Monkeys also making their charge around the double boulders.
They're pushing down towards whoosh, and whoa, the circle goes south once more. And now, of course, we are in the period where we can kind of guarantee where the next one's going to shift to, because yeah, I think Furious is sitting dead center and where the next circle's going to go. Maybe a little on the western side.
Yeah, Space Monkeys actually just running straight past Yapish, and because of the contouring of the terrain and how it's made, both these teams can just stay relatively close to each other, but just out of sight.
The main issue is that you can see the whole area on the southern side of where Yapish is. It's so damn open. And they, would essentially have to backtrack Space Monkeys in order to get into there. into that saber. You can see the whole field that they're about to run into. That's so open, you just don't want to cross there.
Yeah, that field right there. TGM is also looking to make their way across from it. But they're going to get into the buildings, the small little compound just before Yapish get there. And in fact, it's going to be Protinagim that's going to open fire on them. Finds Ribbo, he gets knocked right behind a tree. He might be able to get himself up, but that's going to draw the attention of TGM. And it does. Lawrence Sid lining up shots, but not able to take it at the moment. It's not a clean shot that he's hoping for. Relance finds Ribbo, finishes him off. Sizzlin finds Necro and finishes him as well. But when are TGM going to get involved in this fight? They're just watching.
Under all kinds of pressure, and I think that the guys on the southeastern side, they're just going to chill it out for a little while, let some more people get knocked, and then potentially make the push on in themselves. Selson, down to low HP, does manage to get some HP back there with that first aid. Notes that their opponents from prone tag him inside. Oh my lord, he saw him. The timing, he does get the knock as well. Should be able to get the flash too. There you go, one down for the team. Second kill for Silson, points guaranteed no matter what happens.
Coming back on track with Ragnar, he's on 13 HP, so he's been tagged up by a member from TGM, Raspu. So Space Monkey's just running straight into red cannons, and I think Raspu's managed to get himself 2 knocks and 1 kill.
There's fighting going on everywhere, and that is this map for you. It is merciless when it comes to those edge engagements. Flux finds Andy, and that's Red Cannons engaging in one team, but now being forced to fight with another as well. Saigo trying to go for the rest on towards Andy. Should be doable. Managed to make his way back towards the other side of the building, so they couldn't see him. Trancoso now gone down. That's a runner from far away. We complimented him yesterday on his bold action skills, and look at the distance on this one.
Very hard shots to land, and he's got a suppressor on the Kar98, and especially at that range, I'm not too sure if you'll be able to hear it.
And you'll hear it, but it's there's so many trees and so many rocks and everything in this direction that you won't be able to tell exactly where this bullet is fired from. Also, there's so many other gunshots being fired closer that those are probably the ones you'll pay attention to.
It just masked out completely. Circle 1 isn't even finished closing in yet, and we've had quite a few.
Circle 2.
Circle 2?
Mm-hmm.
This is still circle number 1.
I'm gonna leave you.
Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna leave you to think that one through for yourself.
Phase 1, and then the circle touches, and then becomes phase 2. There you go.
Yep. So this is phase 3.
So this is circle 2.
I think. What does it say in the corner, Talha? Over the minimap. What does it say?
Phase 3.
Okay, so it's circle 3.
Okay.
Good morning, Talha. We are now live, guys. Welcome to the GLL Latam Masters. I'm Toby, joined by Talha, and we are in the middle of an amazing game of Sanok. Nicoletti has found Furious player Rachiwao, and they are under pressure. They are sitting quite thinly split over on that side. And Bozo down here, well, Balita is nearby, and opponents are of all sorts around them. Both No-Org, Redemption, and the Year Gaming guys are out that riverside, all trying to cross.
Yeah, Cubalita, he's looking for shots, and he's finding the head of Mia Frango. Gets the knock. Noah finds Kovad, his teammate, and it's just NA Luck and Cubalita left. Now, it's going to be very hard for them to be able to make their way into the next zone. Phase 3, to be exact. They've got a long, long way to run. Maybe NA Luck might be able to find a boat or something there, take it through to the river. That's the only possibility that I can see. Furious Gaming, who are rotating the long way around in the blue, managed to get their boat into the docks at the bottom there and making their way into Sammy. Singularity are just sticking onto that road.
Yeah.
And Furia still bang slap in the center of the circle.
And they have a position now from which things can get difficult should they get sent into the next circle too, because there will be teams coming forward. And once teams realize that the center is occupied, or once they realize that there's a fight going on in there, there could potentially be multiple other teams trying to make the same play. Silson pushing forward. They saw Junkus cross the road, and of course they have to cross the road eventually too. So why not try and cross and then take a fight rather than start shooting now? And then if he doesn't get the knock, oh my lord, that's perfect info. That is so good info, knowing that the two players are sitting in that building.
And Harold just has the perfect line of sight and then lands a headshot. It doesn't get knocked yet, though. Oh, dear Lord, no. HNK1. You had the drop on those guys.
Also, why do you go away from the tree to stand in the open and shoot at them? At least when you're done shooting, be close to the tree so you can fall back into cover. But fortunately not the case. But Leader does get the flush on towards HNK. And now RDS pushing up towards where Belita and NLUG was. They did take one of their teammates out, but they know there's only 2 players there, so it should be a doable push for the Furacao team.
You can see Furacao, they're trying to push up and get rid of the last 2 players of Redemption, RDP, but they're still playing very scared. They're unsure how many members there are. We know it's only 2. But they don't. They might think it's still 4. And they don't have the information to securely do it. The circle. Donuts completely in. Furious still.
They're very, very center right now.
Still very center, yeah. In fact, they've got the only compound that is in the center. It shifts one more time towards them.
Issue is that RDNX and Hyaquin, they're sitting on the hillside. Like, they're up on the top of a hill with a little, like, outpost up there. Flux is playing the mid plateau, and then Raji is the one below. So if a team comes from the south, pushes into the compound, it's going to be really hard for Raji to do anything, and they kind of just have to let them enter the buildings there.
But nice fuel as JBL finds Sizzlin'.
Good spray down. That's a spray down that I think HNK wanted to have done before. But of course, this was a little closer, so a little more doable. 10 bandages and 2 nades for him. And here we don't see a lot of meds on these guys either. Boso up close. Got Zeros on the side and does manage to find himself the flush. Noah should be able to get back up on his feet. And they have 6 kills, I believe it was, on Noah already.
Hey, no. Got himself an M24, but a lot of trees in the way as Cream managed to find the rest of Yapish, and they do fall in 15th place. Yeah. Ragnar being the last one of the team.
Not all what they could fall. Oh my lord, Runner, he's just... How does he do this? I mean... It's just all the time. He just taps people's heads.
Yeah, you know that yesterday you were like, you know that GIF where they have the guy doing all the calculations.
Oh yeah.
That's Runner 24/7.
Oh yeah, it does. He does all the math. He's like Shooter, or what is it, Lone Survivor, or whatever it's called. Yeah. Runner, he is gonna go down. GBL once again active with the AK, but Naples this time around. It's going to be the one to take him down. Hayno down to low HP, and it's going to be Kill Demo. The sneaky snake from Black Dragons has made his presence known. And 2 points accumulated so far. That is some long distance spraying, but able to get him down. Trancoso eliminated, and Space Monkeys and Cream both go out. 12 teams left alive now. And with those 2 kills, well, Kildemo, he just made a little more room for himself.
Yeah, Kildemo was sneaking behind for quite some time, and he's looking for this perfect opportunity to come out and make himself known. And he does. He gets the wipe, but he gets killed by RDNX just before we're going in. And now Singularity are making moves as they eliminate Mechanicas. Nice and easy. And they have the south side of the circle all to themselves.
And that's exactly what they had to do. Don't focus inward. Just make sure that no one's coming from the south. That's why I think they left Pommy on that side of the road to make sure that no one could come in from the south. And now, with all the room they have to work with, Panda and his teammate has been looking east. They can now go over and potentially a third party this fight on the western side that's about to escalate.
I mean, well, no, Org, they're trying to make their way into the circle, but they've got the likes of TGM in the way, as Lawrence has already got a knock, and Vinny has to go back and get the res. Is
That's the second knock on Noah too, and they have to go. Circle's crossing in now. There's no way that res is coming in. Noah's gonna go down.
Now you can see everyone looking towards. Oh, actually, in fact, NRG is looking towards TGM, and they're getting 2 knocks. Dirt and Technos go down. We're on board with Rusty Zera as they're trying to make a push onto Furious Gaming.
It's not easy when you have Furious and Fury in this game. Got Zero. That managed to get himself some knocks in. Technos, and Lawrence it all down. Brutus is by himself, and he ain't gonna make it either. No Orc, 10 kills, but there's still 23 players left alive, and they're looking for more.
Yeah, 7 teams remaining. No Org. That's exactly what they needed to be able to get into the circle. Now, oh my days, it's Protonagam. They've just taken out a coffee break.
Yeah.
As well,
double.
so we're down to 6 teams. Team after back-to-back just getting wiped. Furious Gaming, they're still in at the moment, trying to fight red as Raspu's getting tagged up by Singularity. So they have to kind of back off.
Yeah.
And Furious Gaming are going to be... Well, they're going to be a bit happy, but I don't think they've got much choice in their next move other than coming over that hill.
They have no room to work with whatsoever. And I think, Singularity holding off the cannons right now is for 2 reasons. One is they don't want to be forced to fight with them. Another is they want those kills from the Furious Gaming guys, and they know they have to leave there eventually. And right now they're holding the angles. Palme is pushing up. Furia, I don't think they could be more in the center than what they are. And DT Saw gets taken down. Furia, they do have 4 kills, or maybe 3 kills already. Just trying to now go out and show some presence.
I don't understand how these guys read the circles so well.
It's Senok. It's readable.
Okay, right. but they did it on Miramar, and they did it like on.
I think the Miramar situation was a little more. Could have gone multiple places type scenario, and they were just fortunate to not have to go anywhere. And that's another situation where Mayo stay alive. Shots fired. Raji does get the knock on towards him. Still got 0 alive. They're looking the other way. Are they not aware that there's one more player on that side?
Can't quite see him, but there was just no chill there on the SLS. Psycho getting a sprayer to Noran, trying to hold it through and get some more out of it, but he knows what the rest of Furious Gaming are, so he's going to throw a nade. For good luck, does land, goes a bit too far over Chikutin. Trying to get into the zone. Psycho still getting the sprays down, but it's going to be Chikutin who falls in the end. And Furious Gaming's eliminated in 6th.
Here comes Singularity. They've been waiting for the chance to engage. They know one guy is knocked, and that nade could be money. It's going to be right on top of them, and both of them go down. Palme secures the flush on towards Rusty, and the second nade takes out Raz. But now they spot out one more. Andy is down, and he's out as well. And all of a sudden, Psycho all by himself. Palme, a one-man show, taking out almost the entirety of their team. And indeed, he does go down, but now they are the ones starting to fall apart.
Yeah, started retreating a bit too early there. Left one player alive, but still he got taken down nonetheless. And it's going to be Furious Gaming. They've come out of their huts and they're trying to take some more ground on the hill. Gives them a bit more vision and they can see the entirety of Singularity. Low kicks. He's stuck on the edge at the moment. Quicks. He needs to make his way in, but he's right behind a rock.
That's a greedy position, Roger. That is a very greedy position. If you get knocked up here, you damn better be sure you're going to go down as well. Indeed, the damage does come in, but Low Kick's not able to find the shots needed. Low Kicks indeed does get spotted off of that, and Flux says, well, you miss on me, I'll indeed take you out. Both Raji and Flux are up on that roof now, and quick. This nade has to be magic. Ain't going to go anywhere near far enough.
The angle's a bit too high. Bit too steep. Arms aren't strong enough. Not enough press-ups every morning.
Deny. Quick deny. They want it. You can
oh
see.
My God,
RDNX is pushing forward.
Just to get that. Holy.
Yeah. They know they're behind. They know they need the points. And they even know that they know the Black Dragon's out already, they need every single point they can get. So they do not want to allow. I think he was going to push into the blue just to make sure they were going to get that kill. So
I think RDNX did.
Oh, he did push into the blue. Yeah. So very aggressive play, trying to secure themselves any extra point they can find. Now all of a sudden, it's a 4-man Furia against Jungkush and GOT0. Jungkush been found, GOT0 by himself. That's one out. Jungkush, what can you do? Not a whole lot more. 10 kills and a win for Furia to start off the day. So we're pretty much repeating yesterday in terms of the guy. Okay, in all fairness, Kill Demo did survive for a little while longer, but Black Dragons in issues early on to be followed by Furia. Good game. This time around 20 points. They're going to be right back in first place. Very, very, very impressive from them. And also Nook. Nook were at 10 kills pretty much as soon as the fight started escalating.
Yeah. It's funny I say you don't want to be in the center of the circle because you're not going to get that many kills. You want to be on the edge taking on the fights. But Furious say, yeah, no, you're wrong. Whatever you say.
The thing is, there are many ways you can play this center. There are those teams that if they go to the center compound here, they would just have been like this in the rooms. Like just sitting and hiding and waiting. Whereas to the guys here in Furia knew, if we sit in the compound and kind of just hold the door and then let everyone else fight on the outside, whichever team wins that fight, when they realize we're in the compound, they're just going to be like this, looking at the doors.
Yeah.
We're like, well, come out whenever you want. So they said, no, 2 circles to go until the game's over. We got to spread out. We got to take control. And they won the game because of it.
I think it also helped with that compound being literally on top of a hill, or 360 hill, so it's so much harder for any kind of team to just be aiming at it already, and then they can kind of stand on the edge and watch all the teams trying to get up on top of them, and they can just shoot them down like they did with Singularity.
Exactly.
And I think Singularity were just on a really good game. They were
for sure. They started racking
point.
up points.
Yeah, they were on point. And then it was just pushing up that hill. It's always the hardest thing to do, is taking on hill fights.
Exactly.
Especially when the team on top of that hill have like a flat kind of overlook thing that they can use as cover.
Not easy to fight against. Furia wins the game, and we are going to take a short break, and then we'll be back and ready with some Miramar action coming your way. So stick around, and we'll be right back. Furia continues where they left off yesterday in the hot pursuit of the first place spot. And I think with that win, they are there. And now it's up to Black Dragons to once again wake up from the deep caves and see if they can claw themselves back on first place.
Yeah, I mean, do you know that actually different types of dragons? Like, I mean, like the Weavens.
Is it Wyverns? And it's like either some of them have arms, some of them only have wings.
Some of them have like just slithery bodies and wings and all that kind of stuff. So
did you Google that in the break?
No, actually, I read it. I should actually Google it, but I read it like ages ago and I've forgotten, because it's like Wyverns, something else. One has arms and wings, the other one has legs and wings, the other one doesn't have anything other than just wings. And I feel like at the moment they're not quite dragon.
They're not the evolved kind yet.
Yeah, they're not the dragon status yet.
At least not in the beginning of days, and that's kind of, I mean, even though, I mean, yes, they are way up in the top, and we cannot take anything away from them in that regard, it's still got to be annoying that you have that flaw in terms of why can't we come off to a good start? I mean, it's always great if we can get those wins and points late, but as you can see here, they were down below. I mean, yes, they do manage to get 3 points off of Kill Demo's solo survivability skills, but that was not at all the kind of game they would have wanted.
Furia Esports, 20 points in total. So they got themselves a win and 10 kills. One of the highest amount of points you can get in the point system. I mean, we've seen, what was it, 31 points, first ever PEL game to come out. No Org in second place, 16 points, and Singularity there with 12 points that's coming in. But yeah, no, Black Dragons, they really need to, if they want to stick on that first place, they really need to start pulling out more points per game than they already have. And look at that.
These are the stats for the week. Yeah, exactly. The stats for the week so far. Furia definitely up there. And Red Cannons as well starting to wake up. Singularity, they have found their way to the top a couple of times. And Black Dragons, well, they're there in 5th place, trying to make their way further on forward. Coffee Break had a really good first week, and they have 15 points in total after 7 games off the week. That, my friends, is not gonna cut it if you want to have any chance of making it to the PGC. Now let's see here. First game of the day on Miramar. One of 2 games to be played on this plane. It's a little east, and if we have to go by what anything HayZ says, then it's that in the end of the plane somewhere, the plane circle has to be, right? So I'm thinking islands. I'm gonna say this every time until it happens.
Yeah. Wait, did he? How does he say? It has to. The plane has to at least touch the first circle or fly
through the plane path. Yeah, something like that. We'll see. We'll see.
Interesting. So it could be anywhere from the lake at the top.
The only annoying thing is that as much as I don't believe him, we've not had a game not do that ever since he said it to me. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Is that actually a thing? But we'll have to wait and see. Is it going to be an Eastern Circle because it was an Eastern plane? Or is it going to go elsewhere? If it is, then that's for sure
I'll say
something that players can figure out.
Al-Azhar Circle.
Yeah, we've seen them plenty of times before. I mean, those circles where the first one goes like kind of Impala, kind of Al-Azhar. That alongside El Pozo endings, we've seen. I mean, like Monte Nuevo, El Pozo, that mountain in the middle. Those two endings are probably the ones we've seen the very, very most. Now let's see where we are indeed headed. South. So neither of us were right. It's going to be a Los Leones circle. But then again, these ones is probably... That was probably going to be the third one on the list of circles we've seen the most times, the southern ones. Yeah. And what we've seen with these circles normally is that one southern circle rarely ever comes alone. They tend to continue their way down to the water.
Yeah, and they end up going the hill. And Ronna...
Feels bad,
He's getting a taste of his own medicine, well, not really sniped, but definitely...
There was a distance to it. There was a distance to it.
Distance 6x.
It's got to be feels bad, man, right? Runner, I mean, using a bolt action on a map that's not really suited for it on Sanhok, and then when he finally comes over to his home turf in the long-distance shooting gallery, then he gets killed before he even gets to find a weapon. That's unfortunate.
Los Leones being shared out by Yapish and, well, not the city main part, but Furious Gaming. They're out onto the kind of, what was that area? Like the construction area.
Containers.
Yeah, warehouse area. Looting the lower ground of Los Leones.
The storage area.
Storage facility.
Yeah, maybe. The shipping area.
Yeah, the place where,
there isn't really a big
your parcels go.
You know, that could be a good addition. So if they're gonna rework Miramar, straight down south, instead of just having a long coastline with nothing happening, like just straight down south of Los Leones, you have like one highway road, like big wide highway, like a proper old school highway road, right? Like double 4-lane road go down, and then in the very bottom you have like the type of North George-ish dock, like a proper industrial harbor.
Yeah.
Down straight down south. That could be a fun addition to this map because we do see a lot of these circles go south, and there's just so much of this terrain that becomes very repetitive in terms of roads and hills everywhere. Just throw in one massive highway that goes through the entire thing. Just for the fun
of it. One huge highway, just a road
Los Leones
running straight down the middle of the map.
La Copraria. Just like straight through.
We just saw Jefe. What was his surname? Jefe Coltate.
I'm gonna let you do that.
That is Conan the Cobb man.
Yeah.
Jefe Elote. Delicious.
Now we're not only are we not on home turf, but we're in enemy territory in terms of trying to do any sort of Spanish, Portuguese, or anything of the sort.
I am learning Spanish.
You are learning Spanish. That is true.
I've got an app on my phone learning Spanish. I know how to say manzanas, which is apples. And that's about it.
There you go. And you might as well just live in Spain now. You could make a living.
Making good progress there.
Yep. Apples.
Well, definitely, as Space Monkeys, they have Puerto Paraíso and Cream. They're coming in just way above, but they're not going to make any sort of movements towards that little dock city.
Yeah, there's no real reason for them to move down, like actually in towards the area of Puerto Paraíso. Really not any reason. I guess there's a little dock down there. Come to think of it, Puerto Paraíso does have a little dock you can see with the little crane, but not a proper big industrial ship dock like we want to see.
I presume Puerto is port.
Port, yeah, it's Paradise Harbor.
Paradise Harbor.
Yep.
We'll sure love to live there.
It does sound cozy.
Yeah, it sounds very paradising. Not as much as Paradise Resort, though.
Yeah, there's a little more paradise to it.
Very, very much more paradisey, especially with all the loot that you get from it. Kill demo. We've seen these insane sprays onto bikes. But these are quite long-range sprays, but they are hitting. Some shots are landing. Goal 0. Be very careful, or his passenger.
Yeah, there's 2 on that bike. I was going to say somehow, they actually managed to get out of there alive. I was not expecting that to happen, seeing those first bullet connects the way they did.
Black Dragons, could this be the game? Will they start getting the points that they just about need?
Look who's crashing center of the circle.
Furia.
And Furia not only are they crashing center of the circle, but they are probably the first team I've seen in a very long time crash into Los Leones. Norin not able to get anyone down there. Oh my lord, the attacks are coming in here too. I am very surprised to see, first of all, RD Next run himself over. Second of all, to see Furia make a play like this, because I honestly can't even recall the last time I saw people push aggressively into Los Leones like this.
These are big nades. They're going all over the place. And yeah, making a rotation early, but going straight through Los Leones, it is hard to do, especially when there's all these buildings and different, everyone complains about there's so many windows to look at. I mean, that is the case. You're going to drive straight through, you're going to get shot at, and you're not going to know exactly where, and you're going to have to take extra seconds out of your time trying to figure out where those shots are coming from. And Norin, he is in one of these 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-story buildings.
Yeah.
And he's got all sorts of windows that he can duck and dive from and change it up.
Seems like he doesn't want to peek too much right now. He does know where they are, but they also have him somewhat on the lockdown. It's a little bit like a game of whack-a-mole. You have X amount of windows available. You just got to peek the right window at the right time and get those bullets fired. But seems like the 3 remaining Furia players do manage to live with the scare, and they'll see if they can disengage and get out of here. Norin swapping the hollow for the red dot. Which do you prefer, hollow or red dot?
I, being colorblind as I am, I prefer the holographic.
Fair enough.
I can just see it a bit more, but it's
makes
harder to
sense.
be a bit precise with it. But I find it very difficult sometimes to properly see the red dot. But I got told that there is an option to change the color to the of the red dot to green.
Yeah, you can do that.
Which is even worse because I'm red-green deficient, so it makes no difference which ones.
That's true.
I wish we could just customize the color of the red dot ourselves, and I would have it like this bluey color.
You can do it with the crosshair, so it would make sense that they added so you could do it with the red dot too.
Yeah. It would make it easy. It's just lining up the red dot with the background, and sometimes I can't see it when I'm aiming up into the sky. So.
Makes sense.
But I much prefer the holographic, even though it takes up more of the screen. So, I know a lot of players, they don't prefer it because it just covers so much of their view. It's just easier for me to be able to put it on someone's body.
Makes
and
sense.
spray down.
Speaking of putting something on someone's bodies, Killed Themos managed to find bullets going straight towards Cass, and Cass will go down as well. That's once again Black Dragons. I mean, they were very quiet and pretty much just dying last game, but this time around, they're taking fire or taking shots early towards opponents, and now once again, they're trying to do the exact same thing this time around, though it does pay off, and they manage to get themselves a kill.
Yeah, Killdown now saying, well, we die to rotation, we die if we rotate to center, we die if we rotate to edge. Let's not rotate.
Yeah.
Let's just sit and kill all the other rotators, because that is what people do against us. And it's working in their favor. Circle shifts away from the water a tiny bit, but goes a bit to the west.
That's an interesting shift. We've seen these warehouse endings plenty times before as well, and of course, Los Leones still takes up quite a big chunk, but you can kind of see the split on the southwestern side of how few teams are down there. It was a north to east circle, like north to southeast circle, or plane, I mean, sorry. So there's not really anyone coming from like Val del Mar, Montenuevo. We have no one coming from over there, which means that that entire part of the circle, at least for now, is also very open and available.
Black Dragons making the rotation now for a cow.
TGM, they're crashing into Canis, and you can see right here, he's outside, and they know that they're there. Yep, Technosh down, down. Oh my lord, that's a tough push.
Technosh gets completely wiped. Raspu finds him as well. Raspu's still trying to play this methodically. Coming in slowly from the side, so Psycho, and he manages to get dirt as well. It goes from terrible to just absolutely worse for TGM, as I think they're down to one player.
Yep, Brutus is by himself, and he's trying to get away. And, well, he did manage to get away, but
he was never there in the first place.
Oh, he was. He drove
Okay.
off on the bike, but unfortunate start to the game for them. They thought they had it all calculated and trying to rotate around the western side to get into the circle. But the compound was indeed taken already. Feiska has found himself not Negaletti. Is there with a little bit of retaliation on their fallen comrade earlier in the game. Should be able to get the rest on up, though, it seems.
Yeah, Black Dragons have to be a bit careful here. They're still on the edge, but they do have Singularity on the higher ground just above them, further down, further up the road. So all the vision can, I have to be careful in their positioning, because I wouldn't be surprised if Singularity, if they peek over, will be able to see some members of Black Dragons in their compound that they're in while they take on this fight against Coffee Break. Furcow, High driving straight into HayZ, needs to bail, does bail, but unfortunately gets tagged up and falls down eventually.
Why would you throw a nade on that, Pablix? That is what I call wasted utility.
Maybe he needs the space.
Maybe he does. Maybe he had too many nades. That's, of course, also an option. No, they're rotating wide around the western side. I actually kind of like this rotation. It's dangerous where they're doing it, but I like the idea of trying to avoid all the action. Essentially, that's what TGM tried to do earlier in the game. They just were a bit too aggressive, like too aggressive on the I guess the compounds they decided to play.
Well, speaking of rotations, Furia, they've managed to still come out with 3 players, so only losing 1 on that crazy rotation through Los Leones, and they are the last team to leave Los Leones as they make their way in. They do spot Singularity, making their rotation just on the lower ground of Los Leones, and I think Panda, he makes his way in, and the rest of the team's going to slowly follow suit. But Furious Gaming, they're still keeping an eye out behind, making sure that Furia don't come up and backstab them, as Osni driving very close to death, and so is Nicoletti and team, and they now know that they can't go there, and you don't want to be driving a Murado on 2 wheels.
That's not optimal. At least that's not the way the vehicle is meant to be driven. Now, Canets, they find themselves a shift. We have 3 teams inside the circle so far, and everybody are going to be making a full-on sprint now to try and see what they can accumulate on this side of the map, because there's a lot of territory open and available.
All these teams down by the south have to rotate over this undulating terrain, this high hill area as well. You can see Protonagum, they're trying to get onto the road because that'll be the quickest, most efficient way to get across, but also a very dangerous rotation path as well, because it's just easy to just shoot on straight roads. Yeah,
that's the issue. As great as they are in terms of high speeds, they're also extremely exposed. Psycho, a little bit of a visual bug shooting through the door there, but he does manage to find himself a knock on towards Nicoletti. Gets outside the building again. Now Raspu is trying to sit on the other side. Goes down, trying to see if he can flush off the kills there. But destroying the doors. It seems like the rest might be able to win. Nicoletti is the first knock on towards him. Should be able to get that second rest in too.
Yeah, just in time. He did get tagged up a tiny bit more, and means he didn't have much time left on his ticker. The res are going to come in, they're going to heal, but they've got YHJ also pinning them down if they so do wish to leave anytime soon. Nicoletti just gets re-knocked again by Raspu. Yeah. How can Raspu... Is there like a gap in the wall?
I think he's shooting through the small window on the right side. You can see that's literally the space he has. That is literally the space he has, and he's set right there. I mean, he had just gotten rest. There was just one tag, and unfortunately...
Yeah, but where Raspu is, that angle is insane.
That is very, very beastly.
Protonagum gets caught out at the bottom there by Kovad. It's DT Zor. That's what I mean. They are on that road, but you're going to get campers like Redemption just holding the road, and you're going to be driving on a straight line, so you can track that very easily.
Exactly. Balida looking up towards the compound. It is a taken compound, so it makes perfect sense that it doesn't want to over-aggress on it. Pam's trying to push forward alongside his Mechanica teammates. Cream are the ones trying to hold them from being able to do so, but it seems like they'll be able to wrap around south. The only unfortunate thing is that this is where Redemption are sitting. We saw them just before, and they're not driving straight down to the hands of the green team.
Yeah, Redemption doing work on more teams from rotate in. Mechanicas just escaping the skin of their teeth. I don't think you can escape in the party bus. As you fight past Letty, eventually the headshot comes in from Lycan. And a good double tap with it.
Look at the damage, though. Look at the damage the circle is starting to do. That was the last first aid being used. Now the circle, well, it has to shift away from water. The little amount of water there was on the southern side. That nade bouncing just an inch too far. Could have been money, but unfortunately not going to be the case. Junkush is down. Necro has to make a run for it because the entirety of RDP or Redemption are pushing towards him.
And luckily for Necro.
They themselves.
What happened there?
I mean, they were miles out into the blue, and they couldn't make their way in. They were way up north, and they were like, you know what? This ain't our game, guys. Let's just put an end to it and,
go back
and
to
take
the
a little break. Yeah,
lobby screen. That's right.
take a little break.
Kildema finding Vinny. Oh, so Black Dragon's still in this game, very strong. They're up on the high ground on the hill, but their rotation into the circle is being blocked off by YHJ. Yeah, Gaming. I like to call it Yeah Boy.
You can call it whatever you want, Talha.
Yeah
Doesn't
Boy
make it any
Gaming.
better. This circle we have seen a billion trillion times before, and now killed Demo again. He's the only player on Black Dragons that has killed so far today. I guess that's something. Of course, they want to go down and see if they can flush the knock they just had and take over that position, and indeed, they should be able to, because there's only Noah there, and he's knocked already, so the flush should be coming in momentarily. But Zero and his teammate are sitting above, though, trying to do some damage.
Yeah, even though they got the knock, they're still trying to play it very cautiously. They're not too sure if there's another player there by any chance. Kildema, he doesn't care. He's just going to go and he's like, guys, why are you out here? Let's just go and flush him out. Take it. It's only one person.
Faiska goes down, Noah is eliminated. And you can see the position they've now found themselves in. Not exactly easy to play from here whatsoever. Canets looking around, trying to see what they can spot from where they are. They have eyes on the majority, if not all, of the players from Black Dragons.
So the rest of the Black Dragons, yeah, they managed to make their way in. Andy getting tagged up, needs to fall back. Roger Wow finds Cubalita, so it looks like Furia.
He wanted to close the door, but it randomly picked up a shotgun instead.
You hate it. You hate it when that happens.
Go away, shotgun. Out of the view.
And now you have to do is pick up your weapon again and then load the mag in. Just unnecessary time being wasted.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Gaming, well, they caught an, I would say, unless if they get really lucky, the wrong side of the road here. They need to make a crossing at some point. They do have some utility to work with. Should be able to get over to the other side and potentially inside the next circle. But they really could use some knocks on towards some of these players from Coffee Break.
Yeah, Coffee Break have themselves a really nice compound.
Yeah.
To be able to hold next to a main road. They've got themselves enough buildings. They've got the barn building, got the long building, and they've got a concrete building if they want to get on the roof as well. The angles that they can use to really does help out. Like, look at this. They're just shooting straight towards those guys on Yeah Gaming. And Yeah Gaming can't really get an angle on them.
Look at the guys in red cannons as well. Very center, and there's a big chance they'll be in this next circle to some extent, and indeed they are. Furia still alive on the eastern side too, and there's Furious Gaming on the northeastern side, trying to stay put with Singularity a little up and above them, maybe able to make some plays, but look on the southwestern side, there's going to be 5 teams trying to make their way in, and they pretty much have nothing to really take down there.
Pumps get your knock onto Publix, and he bleeds out, so nice point for him. But the bike was stuck, and a luck.
As mentioned, Find and Redemption have 7 kills already. I mean, they've been, their main task have just been, guys, we're not going to get center anyway. Let's just wipe teams on the edge. And that's been, well, I haven't really wiped that many teams, but they have been indeed getting takedowns their way. And, well, 7 kills already with 41 players still alive. That's pretty damn impressive.
And they're already pushing on to Space Monkeys. JBL is going to be the first one at that port of call. At the moment, the nades are flying across, but Lycan, he's still charging in. And a luck very low. Doesn't have time to heal. Cubalita is going to lie down. The nades are flying next to each other. Any luck, he isn't going to heal, but he's going to get the knock. It's going to actually be Lycan that gets knocked. But look at this. He's still there for the refrag just in case it's needed. The nade goes in. It's going to be a bit too far to get the flush. But the rest of Space Monkeys, they're in the compound. And there isn't really much for them to use. A Singularity get a wipe onto Yeah Gaming. We're out in 12th place. And Redemption, they're going to keep the aggression on.
They need to move. They know they had 2 knocks early. They know they flushed one of them. They need to just keep on pushing forward. And, well, I mean, the thing is they're outside the circle, so they really don't have an alternative. Trancoso does manage to find himself one. Shots fired in return, though. He's forced back inside the building.
Interesting there. Might have held down on the trigger. Dream Loss finds Cubalita, just tap firing. burst firing, and he's actually going to go for the res of JBL.
That's insane. He was the first one that we saw knocked out by the tracks, and they might just be able to get him up. No, as I say that, Pams does take him from the distance. Unfortunately, Hayno goes down as well. That one is a surprise! I'm waiting on the other side of the door. Not a whole lot you can do. Dreamless now by himself. Lycan also by himself. Both Redemption and Space Monkeys taking so many casualties. Oh my lord, Lycan! How did you just turn that around?
He got headshotted as well. I thought he was dead. Well,
that's a drop shot if I've seen one. Wow.
I saw the headshot come in and I was like, Lycan's dead here, but no, it's going to be the reverse headshot. Lycan carrying Redemption through to the late stages of the game in the top 10. Still no placement points set. He needs to survive for 2 more.
Look at how much room he has on the south now. He's the only player on the southern side of the road, and if he can get a circle just anywhere near here, which he can, he might actually be able to stay on this side of the road without anyone going nearby him.
Necro been following Sizzlian. No, dear. Now Sizzlian, he is very low, but he does put some damage back. And now it's going to be, he's going to come around the corner, and it's going to be Necro. Sizzlian falls to 5 HP, and the rest of his team, Yapish, are there anyways for the backup if needed.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Necro had the chance. He had the bullets fired. They weren't able to get the kills when they had to. Redemption, 10 kills already. Red Cannons from that center compound got themselves 6 kills already as well, but they are now far out on the edge of the next one. And now Faiska, Black Dragons, they are out in 9th, and I'm not sure how many kills they were able to rag up here. Ivancito thought he had the sneaky peeky ankles, but Silson made him pay for it immediately.
Yeah, and it's going to be Excess. He manages to... Oh my lord.
God.
Excess finds Sizzon, and Pamps gets Harold with a nade, and that leaves Ribo and Ragnar, the last 2 players remaining for Yapish. There's no way Sizzon's going to get rezzed up. Excess actually does a bit of damage towards both Ragnar and Ribo. Oh my god, Ragnar, you can't lie down there. You can still be seen. It's going to be... it wasn't even Lycan that shot him. It was the guys from Mechanica still.
Everybody is fighting their way forward. Fury are trying to push down towards Singularity. There's no nade, could be money. Goes down towards Quick, not able to get him down though. More teams making their way into double digits. Cannons now with the 10th kill of the game. Rusty Zero with 1 Monarch. Usney goes down to, and they are continuing to rag up points.
There is just a line which you can draw where there's 2 fights going on right now. Coffee Break trying to hold off Redemption, Red Cannons. Meanwhile, Singularity, they're fighting Furia. It's going to be Andy. They're pushing up. I'm not too sure, Andy. You should know the Coffee Breaker right there.
Say, if they don't know, they're right on the other side. Oh, they do know. They got it up before.
The res is going up. And Ali, however, is just out in the open.
Like, what are those smokes doing over there on the far western side of the map?
Can I just get through this without being spotted by any chance?
You might be better off not throwing smokes, because I don't think anyone's paying attention to that area map right now anyway.
Okay, all the sprays are coming out, but the sprays are kind of missing and hitting. Furious Gaming finally eliminated. Rusty Zero puts a scope onto the last known position of Ali. It's going to be Poma that gets that point for his team.
Unfortunately, he will go down. Singularity, able to rag up more points. This nade could be on the money if it stops. Nope, it's going to go way too far. I don't know if it's going to go down towards Rafa, but that one might... Nope, bounce a bit too far.
So many bounces. That doesn't matter, the headshot onto Osney. That nade might be able to get him. Oh no, just lands behind the wheel. So it does protect Osney a tiny bit.
The nade war escalates and the circle goes south, and look at Lycan. He already has 10 kills for his team, and they better than be happy that he managed to survive that, because he has got a spot inside this next circle too, and all he has to do is prone down and let all these other teams fight each other.
Yeah, pretty much. He's still south of the circle. No one's ahead of him as well. It's a very empty circle coming up, and he's made his way into the points in the top 7 right now. It's a good nade. It bounces over. It's actually going to land pretty close to the not member of Fury, but it's not going to be enough to confirm that kill. And now, look at all the nades flying over the smokes. Mechanicas, they need to hold off against Red Cannons.
I like how Singularity pushed over the top. They knew they couldn't run from underneath, but it didn't really make it any easier in the end of things. 1 smoke left for Pommy. You better use it wisely. Try and see if you can do something. They need to get some good knocks if they want to have a chance of moving forward here. Ooh, 6 smokes for Pommy now. Always good to have crates nearby.
Yeah, always good to have crates nearby. I was just about to say, you've got plenty of crates there. You can recycle smokes, throw them out, go in, and he's spotted the foot.
Oh, one bullet fired.
Of Pamps. And Pamps still hiding behind that wheel. And he's just going to play.
XX finds Rasper from behind. They are not at all aware of his position. He's behind them. He's behind and they have no idea about it.
The straight res coming out by Andy as well.
That's
Excess.
Scary.
Gets spotted up by Rusty Zera. Fires a couple of warning shots and Excess is actually going to back off. It looks like he's going to head for that res. It's a very dangerous res to try and go for on Pamps.
There's no way in hell he's going to get over that hill. It's so exposed down the side.
Oh my god, he actually gets sprayed. Oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't connect all the shots. 1 HP on Raspu.
Wow, and look at this Lycan off of just chilling on the southern side. Has not only got 10 kills, but also a top 4 guaranteed. And Canids as well. Again, they had a lot of kills last game. This time around, currently in the top with 12 and 4 players alive.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning in that engagement, we saw Furia, Huygen, and Flux take out Singularity as a circle once again shifts south, giving it to Lycan. And he's been hard shifted 3
times in a row. We saw that circle and we're like, oh my god, there's almost no chance it's going to have any part of that southern road in still. And now 3.5 circles later, it's still technically there. I mean, that's insane. So many hard shifts towards that southern road.
A 4 versus 2 right now with Red Canids versus Furia. Rafa, the last one remaining for Coffee Break, and Redemption only have Lycan, but they're pretty set right now. They've got themselves a nice amount of kills and into the top 4, so they're looking at taking the first place position in this game.
I mean, no matter what happens, Lycan is going to be well satisfied with what they've been able to accomplish this game. No matter at all. Rafa trying to crawl his way forward. Rusty is going to fall back. You can see how they kind of have made a thin line on the western side of what's remaining of the map here, trying to take as much control as possible. They know with them being 4 alive, odds are that their opponents are out and up. Oh, did he see him? Oh, that's Vision. Indeed it is. Rafa does get spotted. Rusty secures himself one more. 14 kills for the Canids, and that could potentially be a 17-kill game coming up for them, should they be able to find the final 3.
Rusty Zera playing the off angle from the rest of his team. They're trying to hunt for these kills. Furia, they're just proning.
Oh, Rusty. Ow.
What?
Don't go in the blue.
Hello, blue. I like blue. Oh, Andy. Could be someone there. Could be also someone there, but can't see them. Everyone is very invisible right now.
Circle is in the center, the final one, and it's going to go straight down to, exactly between where these guys are. Lycan might have a role to play in all of this. The only thing is I really think he's going to try and avoid confrontation for as long as he can to guarantee himself that 2nd place.
Oh my god, he's got a nice lovely ridge to rotate round. And if he rotates round, there's a dirt road there that he can use to his advantage. Raspu looks like he's going to be coming around the corner. It's all down to Lycan. He just needs to be ready on the trigger, and Raspu's trying to spot him out. Does, in fact, he's got the AUG against him, and that's going to come out on top as Lycan falls in 3rd place. It's now just Red Canids versus Furia, and Furia have been spotted, and Red Canids, they're just circling in like vultures. They've seen their prey, and they're going to go with a spray down. Psycho finds one. Flux, he's got very little HP left, and Psycho, he's just aiming as Raspu's closing the gap as well on the other side.
Rusty did go down, but Flux is by himself in a 1v3, and it ain't gonna happen. Canids, 17 kills and a victory. They were already, I believe, in 2nd place overall in the week. And with that win right there, they're for sure going to put themselves up in 1st. But got to give it to Fury as well. Once again, winning last game, 2nd place this time around with 5 kills to it too. And then, of course, Redemption. Majority of their kill points came in early, but good game for them overall as well.
Yeah, like Furia with that last game that they won definitely gave them the 1st position. But Canids, they're like, hang on, wait, no, we need to pull something out of the bag if we want to try and catch up and overtake as well. And yeah, we'll just pull out a 17-kill game and a win. You know, that's at 27 points, right?
quick math.
Yeah.
Just plus 10. It's pretty simple. So that's not the hardest. That's not the hardest.
I
one
completely
to do.
forgot that I just plus 10. I was doing it in different ways in my head.
While we teach Talha some more math, and while you guys get yourself some drinks and some snacks, we're gonna take a short break. So stick around. One more Miramar game to go before we head on over to Wrangle. We'll see you guys real soon. Two games down, and despite the fact that we've had two different winners, Red Cannon's great 17 kill game for them, Furia still managed to get themselves a top 2 placement once again as well, off of a somewhat tough game for Black Dragons.
Yeah, not the usual game that we've seen from Furia for the last 2 days. They actually struggled getting themselves into center circle. We saw the rotation, their first rotation in quite a weird rotation. Not many teams rotate straight through Los Leones, especially early on.
And they lost a player right off the bat too. And I was thinking, well, that's them down. There's no way in hell they're getting out of there alive.
They still managed to get out of Los Leones with 3 players at least.
Not only that, but they get second place. I mean, that's absolutely insane in a game where, I mean, we always say, oh, but Furia, they just sat in the circle. I mean, we don't say that, but
how many kills did they get as well?
They didn't get more than, I think, 5. I think they had 5 kills in total. But still, 5 kills second place. That's an 11-point game off of a, as you said, start. Yeah. That was very, very far from what they wanted to do.
Sketch start. But yeah, Black Dragons trying to come back into form. They did get a couple, but I'd say they got a couple more kills. It was more Kill Demo.
He's the
getting the kills.
The one main killer army. I mean, they at least position themselves better, and it's always interesting to follow when teams try and go from doing one thing to another. Last week, when we followed Black Dragons and the success that they had, they really did. I mean, kind of not. In terms of aggression, they did what Fury does, but Fury just does it from the center, where they did it from the edge. They didn't do anything like Black Dragons. They didn't touch a single engagement. They didn't fire a bullet before Circle 4. But then, once they knew, all the other teams have taken casualties. They have broken vests. They've been knocked a couple of times. They don't have any nades left. That's when they just started steamrolling everyone. And now we see them either go into engagements or lose players extremely early. And I'm like, what is it them doing something different? Or is it because other teams have started doing things different to kind of counter what Black Dragons were doing last week?
Of course, like I said at the start, it's all about adaptability. Maybe you're not doing anything different, but other teams have adapted around you, and then it's kind of the ball's in your court.
Yeah, exactly.
To adapt around them, and that's all PUBG is. It's adapt, improvise, and what's the third one in that Bear Grylls meme? Improve, adapt, improvise, or something like that. You know, you got to keep going forward and getting better. And
being done with Mean Girls memes, I'm gonna go straight over to the scoreboard because we have it right in front of us here. And Redemption, I think that's the first double-digit game I've seen for Redemption, not only in kills but like just overall. Really, really good performance from them. Coffee break, despite not really having any kills, they still get 4th place, and they get 1/3 of the points they've had the entire 8 games so far. So I guess technically that's a pretty decent performance, but of course they wanted to have some more. But at least now they know, well, guys, we can get to those late game circles. Let's just keep on doing that then now, shall we?
There we go. After game number 8, this is the leaderboards of today. And well, actually, of this weekend after game 8, and Red Cannons, they boost themselves up in the top there. 97 points, Fury Esports 93 points, and Singularity 68. So it's still anyone's game, but it's just constant heads and tails between first and second place. Everyone just keeps taking over each other game after game. There isn't a distinct leader at the moment.
It is very clear to see, though, how some of these top teams have been absolutely lights out in terms of racking up points over the last couple of games. We've been through 8 games, and we have 2 teams over 90 points. I mean, they've averaged over 11 points per game, each of them. That is very, very, very impressive. Now, HayZ, if you're watching late at night, Is this going to be the island circle? Because the plane, well, I mean, it's over in this direction. I don't know if it's going to be. We'll have to wait and see. La Copraria is reachable, but no one's going to opt to go there. And then, of course, down towards Los Leones again. For the majority of the teams, should be able to get something going there.
Very good plane. Los Leones will be taken by the usual crew. El Pozo getting by Yeah Gaming.
Yeah.
Yep, boy. I love it.
I don't. Yeah, that's my face when you say that. I feel hurt on the inside as if someone had just put nails in my hands. I mean, that's how I feel every time you say that.
I don't understand Hulk Jesus though. It's just
you don't understand it.
I just don't get Hulk Jesus.
There's still a couple of hours remaining until you're supposed to understand.
Until
what
you actually see Hulk Jesus.
When you're 4 or 5 espressos in, that's when you start understanding Hulk Jesus. It's part of the ritual.
What are the other Jesuses?
There aren't anymore. There aren't anymore. It's just Hulk. He's
is it just
one.
Hulk Jesus?
Yeah.
Or would it be Jesus? Because it's.
Oh no, it's just Hulk. It's
just
Hulk.
Hulk.
Circle though, it is. I don't want to say we know where it's gonna go. Because we don't.
What, El Pozo?
But just north of the N in Nuevo. And I think that's exactly where Faiska is full speed sending his vehicle right now. Like, this compound, I know, I've seen it before. I've seen these endings. So that's exactly, I mean, if he doesn't go here, well, he does.
Yeah, he is.
He's literally just
He's just like, right, I'm here.
He is sending it.
Go,
We've seen this compound be a magnet for circles so many times. And this shows that Black Dragons, despite having a tough couple of games these days, or this week, I guess, are a team that do their prep work. They know what's up. It's not all just let's take one game at a time. They have sat down. They've watched all the other regions play. They've done all these prep work things before. Because we can say, oh, it's so sad that they didn't get to play when everyone else played. But they're in a situation where they have had a chance to sit back, like lean back and watch all these other regions play and understand so much meta-wise in terms of what they'll be going into should they make it to PGC. So for Faiska, very smart move in claiming that compound practically immediately.
Yes, it changes pace for what they're doing as well. If everything else hasn't worked, let's just see if we can get one guy not as looted as everyone else, but he gets a compound in the circle, and especially a compound that we've seen time and time again, like you said, where the circle just kind of gravitates towards. And it's such a... I don't know. I'm not too keen on this whole area as well. Hardly anything to play around because they've got this massive field.
He's not the only one. He's not the only one who wants it. The migration has started.
The one by one, Pablex.
The gold mine over here. The 2 compounds. The one that is just on the eastern side of Pablex, and then actually the hill formation.
The hill, yeah.
Where that Pablex is trying to maneuver his vehicle through. That hill is not good, observers. Don't talk to us about that.
It's the hill.
That hill, right there.
Oh, there's
more
people.
There's a 3rd team coming in for it as well. Everybody knows. Everybody has seen FaZe, how fast FaZe always instantly drives these compounds, and somehow they tend to get late game off of sitting here. So, well, unfortunately for Faiska, what was before just Pablex, if he doesn't start shooting real soon, that could potentially be a full year gaming, and I'm not sure he's up for the challenge in trying to defeat the entirety of their team pushing down towards him.
Yeah, in all honesty, I would not be surprised if another team like Gaming, they just go full send and crash into that.
They could easily.
Yeah. I mean,
Faiska has a Faiska has a bike inside, so they
don't know that there's someone there.
Exactly. So before he starts shooting, they have no reason not to crash that compound because he hasn't done anything to kind of make his presence known.
And Burke is actually not going to join Faiska just yet. He's going to be rotating around, checking out what other compounds are taken just in case. See if they can get a split going if the circle does shift away from his teammate's compound. But it looks like everything else is going to be taken up. You're quite late to the party there, Burke.
Yeah, not only that, but he's kind of giving up his I mean, the fact that he's driving around, everyone's like, well, so this bug is driving in circles. Now him crashing over towards Faiska, that could essentially be the go-to call for your gaming, to crash down towards it. But nope, not gonna happen. Seems like he will be able to make his safe passage in towards the compound. We still have killed Demo and Tardy, isolated, to say the very least, up towards Power Grip with the entirety of Noorg and Furia pushing down towards him.
It's impressive. I like this. A lot of early rotations straight away. Not many teams deciding to stay longer and kind of greed on the loot. It's just, this is what we get. You get a helmet, vest, whatever gun you have, let's go. That's it.
Position is so valuable in Miramar. It really is. Especially when we have some of these circles that, for whatever the reasons may be, whether it's a broken algorithm or whether it's anything else, when there are these compounds that just are that much more favored, you have to prioritize that.
Black Dragons, they've got themselves on the split right now on this junk town. Toady and Kill Demo, but they've got the likes of Furia Gaming just sitting on the hill, and they've got a firing line going on as Kill Demo gets lit up, and he has to hide now.
There are only 2, and what do you do here if you're Black Dragons? Do you start spraying like madmen with all the different guns that you can to make it sound like you're a lot of people? Or do you hide it out, hoping that they will indeed ignore you? I'm not sure what the correct play is to make here, because obviously Faiska and Berg, they're not going to give up that position. I mean, that's simply too valuable, at least for now, for them to leave. So I have to see with the next circle shift where it's going to take him.
Yeah, and the problem is Toddy and Kill Demo, they're in a very good position as well if the circle does shift off. So you've got a nice split going on for them, but they're kind of surrounded. They've got no Org, they've got Furia just kind of sandwiching them in. So even if they wanted to leave, it's going to be a hard, arduous task for them to do. So Singularity's coming in at the top there, Redemption following suit, and behind them is Cream, whether or not they follow the same rotation path. And you can see the other location where all the teams are conglomerating is a southern road. Get whatever compound you can on that southern road, and let's just see what the circle says for us to do.
I'll wait and see, slowly and steadily. The blue is making its way towards the edge of the circle, and will show us a new one in just about 1:40 seconds. Rebo, and whoosh, there are indeed. They're rotating south of Chuma, and I actually kind of like this play. There's no reason to go through the city first of all, and there's no reason to over rotate safe on the back. Oh my lord, they've been spotted out, but Raji goes down. Toddy finds one. He does go down, return Demo out as well, and that's of course all the all she's saying, because there was no cavalry coming that way. They did a good one, though. You could argue that Furia got a bit too greedy on it, because they should never lost a player in a 4v2.
Yeah, they surprised actually went for that push without the information. I mean, they had the information of there's 2 guys there, but they didn't know where the other 2 were.
Where is Berg? Oh, he's just literally on top of Faiska, that's why. You can see like the shadow of his name behind Faiska's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, did they lose the 3rd? But no. But once again, Black Dragons, tough start for them.
A lot of firing is going on the southern road there.
Yeah.
Mechanicast, they're making the rotation. Furious Gaming, making it hard, throwing some lead towards their vehicles. You've got Pamps and the other remaining player from Mechanicast still haven't rotated out. Quite far away, so splits going on. Everyone's actually split as well. Furious Gaming, they're split up. TGM, they've got a 2-2 split as well, and so have Coffee Break. So everyone's fairly unsure about, well, not unsure, but they're playing this circle safe.
And I think it's because they're all waiting for this. Seeing where the next one is going to go. And now one thing that's funny, if we can zoom in a little bit on the map, is that the area in between where Brutus and where Pams are, look at the field there. It's not even a field, it's like a big uphill mountain. There's nothing to play.
Yep.
There's literally nothing to play. Between Cannets, Coffee Break, TGM, and Mechanica, that entire center, which is a huge, massive area, there's nothing to take.
Burke from Black Dragons going around Montenova. Going to go up on that high ground, the pipe area on Montenova.
That's a good description.
God, I don't know. This
Pipe area?
The pipe area, you know, the scaffolding-ish
bit
up on the hill. A nice area to take rather than taking Montenova completely. But if the circle does shift away from it, the rotation off the top of that hill is very difficult to undertake, especially when everyone else has a clean line of sights on you.
Well, just about a minute's time until the circle's going to start closing in. Faiska and Berg, of course, only being 2 players left alive. I want to stay put, because they've got to be worried as well. The fact that Furia is starting to not necessarily dominate, but them and Red Cannon starting to really consecutively putting up good numbers. Obviously able to do so because Black Dragons ain't really there to contest them in the late game. That's got to be a little worrying. Or scary, I guess you can say.
Scary.
Yep, that's the word. That is the word.
It is October. It is getting to spooky season. We got to get into RP mode for Halloween. Mechanic has Pamps and Ribbo. No, sorry, Pamps and X's. Rotating and getting themselves a nice lovely compound. Pamps having to run most of the way there.
They should have a player called O. So it's XX and O's.
X's and O's.
Yeah. You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sung by a British
Oh, it is?
singer. Yeah.
I never knew that. I usually played it in the cover band. That's all I know of it. I never actually heard it in the radio.
I think she's British. I'm pretty sure she's British.
Might be.
She sounds very British.
Could be. Brutus, he's gone down. I don't think there's actually going to be any flushes coming in because that's from the compound of Fawn. You can see kind of getting that donut effect in the middle of the map where no one can claim Sender because there's nothing to claim. And all the teams that would be a little further in than what they are, they can't really go there now because, well, there's just no room to take.
Well, Toby, there's always something to claim, whether it's a flat field.
Go ahead and claim that all you want. I'm sure the guys in here would be gladly satisfied to see. Was that a full team out there? Circle 2 in the middle of the field just chilling? Huh.
They said there was nothing to claim on the moon.
Yeah, we claimed something.
We still claimed it.
Yeah. Dream Rust is going to find himself knocked. I'm not sure if Chickwitson has what it takes to get the flush, and there's a bit of distance to it. And oh my lord, he actually finds him. That is pretty damn impressive. That was quite a distance. What is that? That's
quite distance. 3x as well.
1, 2, 3, 400 meters. It's pretty decent distance. Not gonna lie. Yeah, with the 3x exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3x on the mini as well. Very good. Nice easy 1 point for them. Well, not easy, but
I was gonna say I've seen easier points.
I've seen easier 1 points. A nice 1 point for them to get early in the game.
New circle's gonna pop, and I think we now know why Black Dragon started to go up there. And why they should probably consider going back again, because that's a good spot to sit in. And also, you talked with HayZ yesterday about how some of these mountains tend to function as water in terms of Circle 4 shifting away from them. As far as I know, and I could be wrong, so people in the chat could be correcting me. I'm pretty sure that what you just called the pipeline mountain.
Does that count as water? I think
that counts as water, so it has to shift away from that, like just in between where Lycan and Papro from Year Gaming, that little mountain top over on the southwest side of Montenegro. I think the circle is going to shift away from that too.
I would be very surprised if it is, because it's still a playable area.
I just feel like I've heard it before. It is indeed playable, very playable. But I think it's something to do with the height compared to the surrounding area, and it's very steep. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain that I've heard talks that's indeed considered one of those areas. We'll have to see with the circle shifting whether it proves my story or proves my theory or whether it disproves it. But Cream right now, at least, should it go north, they're going to be in all kinds of joyful situation.
Yeah, no org. They look like they don't have much to play with right now. Are they in a building, or is that just a ridge line?
They're just chilling on the ridges.
Just chilling on the ridges.
Is Logan leaving? People don't understand the power that compound possesses. He's just chilling. Okay.
He's just moving a tiny bit.
Oh, he's moving further over. Maybe you can get it signed late.
So it's like, oh dear lord!
Could you imagine if you can bounce one over there? That's a clean sweep quad kill with one nade.
Yeah, if you're no org right now, you're not having the best time. Look at them.
The thing is, they can't even contest anything. It's like, oh, you got to land some headshots to get away from here. Get away to where? I mean, their vehicles are popped. They would have to cross the road or run straight up this hill with like the entirety of the server looking at them. That's I'm not gonna try and poop on anyone's streams here, but I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, Singularity. They're gonna be looking to try and make an Iron Man rotation into the zone very soon. Yeah. And it's not looking that great with everything coming up. But they've got a line of sight onto no org.
They pushed themselves further around the west or southern side so they can get into a better spot to look down towards the no org team. And now let's see. If we look at the pipeline area on the western side, where we can pretty much fit that fourth circle in anywhere southeast, northeast, or well just anywhere east, to be honest.
One more shift to Montenegro.
I wouldn't mind. It could be fun. It could be fun. As I said, I think it has to go away. Whatever the reason may be, I'm pretty sure that's the case. I could be wrong. I want to be wrong because I don't think those rules are very, very entertaining in that regard. But we'll have to wait and see. They're pushing them forward. And so would you say Jabish from now on? Is that more fun?
Yeah, I was going to say, anyone tuning in that probably hasn't understood that. Oh, wow. Okay, so it looks like you could possibly be right about that. The circle has shifted, and it's literally
gone into the only area where you can't play anything.
Yeah.
There's 3 shacks. What you see on the map is what you can play.
Yeah, and TGM, they've got themselves a very good position.
The thing is, they're going to get breached by 2 or 3 teams. I would not be surprised to see that. One more nade, one Molotov for Runner. Nade's thrown forward. One knock came in before, and now they are pushing over towards him. And the nade from Runner to take him out. Clean swept. Annihilation. Runner goes down in the midst of all of it. Takes a nade towards himself, and Pum is there from the side. Now, all of a sudden, what seemed like a clear cut for the guys in Cream might have turned out to be over-aggression.
Yeah, Poma coming in, looking for scraps, and definitely picking them up. Gets tagged by Nabel. But, sorry, Nabel, the rest of your team, they seem pretty dead now after that play. Yeah. You can get away with an insane play, but you can't get quite away with it and carry on the game like heroes. Low kicks, trying to find the last remaining player of Creams, but unable to do so. He's still got that compound.
Where do you go from here if you Singularity? I honestly don't really know. Either you crash into Monte on the just the very intersection in the corner, or you try and go back out east, but then you have to drop downhill towards the compound. That's really not going to be easy at all.
The only problem is that taking that junkyard bit, the corner that they do have, you see the teams that are there. So you've got Year Gaming and then Redemption.
Oh yeah, it's going to be horrible to get away from.
The next move for all these teams to do is cross the road and then fight on this hillside for the compound that TGM are in. And it's what happens is it's just this fight on the road for who's going to cross first. Because if you cross first, you're going to get shot at by the people left in whoever's, and you don't want to be in that position. HayPow showing his how fast his fingers can tap the trigger. Right now, trying to find Letty as he gets tagged.
He gets shot in the back of the head by his teammate.
Oh, it was his teammate.
Lamproach was like, "Stop stepping in front of me, goddammit!" He's running away quickly. Oh, wasn't me. Good.
Guys got shot behind me.
And then he runs his teammate over. That's the revenge. First, Lampard shoots Hank in the back of his head, and then HNK runs him over. That's actually trolling. At this point, HayPow gets flushed. Lampard is down low, and all of a sudden, Furacao is looking to be in all kinds of trouble.
Lone Prow, he is out for the count.
Look at the center.
Yeah,
I
was going to say, like, the center empty. It is just this bottom southern edge that the teams are at. Look at how close Yapish are to Protonagam, but they can't do really. No one can actually do much here, because the second you push on over, okay, you've got this massive high ground hill, but it is just you're silhouetting. Everyone can see you, and it's very lacking in cover.
Yeah, we still have yet to really figure out how to pronounce that name. Some say Prone Tagum, some say Pronet H, and I don't know what is actually correct.
Pronet Tagum.
Pronet Tagum.
Well, that's why the tag is net.
Prone Tagum.
Pronet Tagum.
Prone Tagum. Yeah, could be. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, is it like
Circle's going up towards TGM and they just get to stick. I mean, this is going to be a harvest.
Yeah, so there you go. Look, the circle goes there, and now Montenevo. This is a story every time for Montenevo. Cross the road, fight the other team that's on literally down the road from you. Feiska getting Chicketin, so still trying to do some work for the rest of Black Dragons as the 2 remaining players. See, is it prone in Tagum?
Prone Tagum, right?
Like you prone and then you tag him?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Prone Tagum. Could be wrong, though.
Okay, DT Zor sees a couple of players, throws the nade, but they move out just in the nick of time. The spray does come in and just about gets the knock.
Harold and the other teammate, Silson, did manage to... Oh, not Harold, Silson and his teammate managed to make their way down, but I'm not seeing Harold getting out of here alive. A little snail track. Oh, yeah, you did. No way he's actually getting out of there alive. Rellens is there to finish him off, I would assume. Hano gets one enable by himself. No helmet. And I think Paplex knows where he is.
Yeah, Paplex definitely heard him. He's waiting. I don't know if Nabel knows where he is.
No, there's no way.
Definitely no idea.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
says the M4 as Cream get eliminated. Only 4 kills for them. The 4 kills that we saw them get on no orc. That's a Hail Mary if I've seen one.
There we go, yeah, Gaming. They can finally make their move across, but Redemptions have already done it. Now they can hold off the last team remaining, trying to make their way across into the circle. 1 knock, second knock not coming in. But PHP is definitely out for the count. Oh dear, yeah. Yeah, run out into the road. Nope, 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 nope. Go back into the smoke.
I mean, as much as we say this, we are seeing the guys from Gaming applying a ton of pressure. I mean, you see Lycan is already knocked, NALog is down low, Balita is down low, and Kovac has to stop and heal now as well. So despite them being in a god-awful position, they actually managed to cross only losing 1 player. That is very, very impressive.
In the middle of all this, you have Pamps just lying there, hoping that he can survive just a bit longer. Maybe someone runs over that hill and he gets himself a point. Bozo and Ganjan are holding in Public. So they've managed to cross the road 3 alive, which is the best possible scenario that they can come out with there. It could have been a lot worse for them. Singularity still in the game, very strong with 4 there. Pronotargum finally eliminated. Is eliminated. They have 1 player.
Hank?
No, they are gone. They
are gone. They are gone. It just takes a little second for it to appear in the
res.
Hank, you might want to use that first stage. Yeah, no, maybe. Looking at red cannons, and I was like, you don't look at me when I'm healing, right? Can we agree to that? Because there's 3 players in his iron, or in his line of sight, and oh my lord.
Oh! He's like, did he just see me?
In the top?
Did he just see me?
That's so unlucky!
Oh no!
Literally,
he's running. He's like, get out.
He's dead. That's the only bounce he did not want.
Thing is, if it bounced the other way, that could have been a squad wipe.
Best double ever. It does have something to prone on. Now, fortunately for him, red cannons, they're actually outside the circle, and I would assume that a team like Coffee Break would want to do something to try and hold them off. We'll have to see. Berg and Feiska holding off people pushing towards them. So despite only being 2 guys alive, they do manage to pick themselves up some points. Andy runs over Andy. That's, of course, unfortunate. Hank does go down, unfortunately. HNK is Hank now, by the way.
Pamps does go down to Publix. And somehow he remains alive on 3 HP as Redemption is eliminated. Public's getting a grenade kill to finish it all off. Nice nade. Damn, these bounces.
Unforgiving. Furia, they do go out early, so showing us that they are indeed human after all. Panda gets across, does manage to get himself a kill. 4 kills, make that 5 kills for Singularity so far. Bozo's on the other side. And, he sees him. Yep, quick spots him. And Feiska's actually the ones who get the kill. They're just like they're sitting up on the top, like one of the 2 chop shacks, and they're just shooting at everything on the western side.
I think Feiska just saved Panda's life.
Yeah, exactly. Essentially.
Very, very quick to the trigger there. Singularity rotating using the nice circular rotational angles to come all the way in, but they have to be careful because as soon as they come over this hill, there you go, Feiska and Burke, they can see them, and just like that, you're going to get punished. Panda does fall. And Quick, going to go back the way he came from.
Oh my god. Wait,
Poma has other plans,
where were you expecting to go here, Poma? Where were you actually expecting to go here? He is going to go down. He had the tree for cover. That's all that he had to play around. And unfortunately, Singularity out in 6th place. Decent game for them, but there was just no way they could go anywhere from the position they were in. Japish sitting decently in it. And Canids, again, despite being in that awful position on the eastern side, are in the top. They won the previous game. Keep in mind, 17-kill win in the previous Miramar game. And now they're in the top again with all their players, as I say that. Teknosh does find 1, but at least kind of with all their players up and alive and a chance to make a play here.
Smoke's making it hard for Teknosh to be able to get the flush. TGM, they're going to have to soon enough leave that compound, just like Coffee Break. They have to cross this road. The Smokes, the utilities coming in.
Sending it.
And they're going to send it straight in to Red
They have
Cannons.
to know they're there, right? They must.
They have, yeah,
them
they
to be right there.
Absolutely. They need to take the fight as well. So they've got no other choice in this. But I feel like they're wasting a lot of time here. The smokes are going to be running out very quickly. Trying to do the best. They spot one. Raspa, he doesn't get the spray. He can't control the 3x. Raspu's lying down, so he doesn't need to do a lot of pulling down on the mouse. Rafa gets completely punished for not being able to aim properly.
That's unfortunate, and as you said, still caught up on the road. Those smokes are fading, and they will be sitting ducks once they are gone. They have to push further forward. Arsney pushing forward as the first. Rasper once again is there. Hassan this time around is the one to go down. You might as well just blow up the vehicle, Rasper, because there are a lot of players hiding behind it. Rasper finds one more. There's just one more player to be dealt with. Arsney is by himself right now. It's a Rasper show. Gets the second, gets the third, and gets the final one. It's Rusty Sarah to take out Arsney, and what a hold from Red Cannons. 8 kills, and they are looking to get themselves back in winning form.
Yeah, you don't need any sort of grips on your gun. All you need to do is just press the Z key, lie down prone, and that's all the grip that you need. Raspberry shows it right there. Doesn't move a muscle at all.
You're just gonna prone tag him.
Yeah, you just gotta prone and tag him.
The fact that Feiska and Berg are still alive, that's actually pretty impressive to me. I mean, they were in all kinds of trouble when their 2 teammates died really early on in the game to Furia. But top 2 for them. Sego does go down. Now you can see how far on the edge these guys are. If one of those nades gets anywhere near, it's almost a guaranteed 3-man wipe. And now the circle, the final one of its kind, goes to where Silson and Rebo are. And remember, Silson and Rebo committed to this early on and was like, well, we ain't going to be sitting up here any longer. Let's just go down in this shack and see what we can do. And, well, let's just say, sure as hell has paid off. Top 4 for them.
Yep, 29 seconds remaining for the circle to start closing. TGM have their full force up, so do Red Canids and Black Dragons. It looks like they've got a very, very difficult rotation to make, but they're trying to start taking shots onto Red Canids from across the way. But it's going to be Andy that finds Burke. I thought it was going to be the other way around. The first casualty comes in on Black Dragons, and now just Feiska left.
They're completely pinned down here. You can see TGM now making their aggressive push forward. They know they have the numbers advantage. They don't have that much utility. I mean, in all fairness, they haven't really gone to loot much because they've been sitting in this compound from the very start of the game. And now, well, now they have to push their way further forward and up the hill. Feiska is down. They're aware of this. Lauren has a nade alongside a Molotov to clear off some angles. They spot out Feiska. That's a headshot, and that should be enough info for them to get the flush in towards him. But they're committing in a straight run up the hill with no cover. That is scary to do.
Yeah, no, I think they're having second thoughts about it, but it looks like Burke is going to get picked off by Dur, so that's 1 point stolen. Feiska manages to get his heel off, but he's still up there. He's got enough cover lying down, but the second he stands up, he's going to get completely shafted, there we go, by TGM. And now Yapish still in this shed.
3 and a Gato, man, they have the best spot.
They've done damage. They've knocked Raspu.
They have such a good spot up on this side. There's no way he spots him. Teknosh, what a great shot down there. Andy is resting Raspo, I believe, but no utility for Teknosh. Just his gun, his red dot, and his aim. Stay alive in this.
Ribo flushes out Raspu. No res coming out from there. Dot in the middle, right next to Brutus.
Yeah, he's just hovering over it. They know exactly where they are. All the last remaining 3 players are down in this area. Don't want to overcommit though, bro. You are miles out in the open, buddy. Like literally miles out in the open. Andy goes down to blue. No reason for him to give up the points. Now they know where they are. Teknosh is on the backside. Gets down the first one. Rebo by himself. Not able to get more in there. Brutus finds him. And 3 and a Gato, man. I believe that's an amazing picture, by the way.
That is some good Photoshop skills right there.
And I think that's the face that you saw Teknosh being Santa Claus there. Thumbs up. It's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I mean, that's a pretty damn decent game for them overall. 9 kills, make that 10 kills actually, and a 20-point game for a team that's been, in all fairness, struggling to even have 4 guys connected to the server this tournament so far.
Yeah, 10 kills, win. You got yourself a nice amount of 20 points there, going straight in. And haven't really seen much of 300 Gauda men getting many kind of wins
I think that's their first.
That's their first win. So, you know, it's a start for them, but it all comes down to also what Furio and everyone else are doing, because Black Dragons, they survived very long.
Scary long.
Scarily wrong.
Yes.
Long. With just those two players, especially coming in, again, not having the best start, but being able to pull something out of the bag and make something out of nothing.
And that's what's scary, right? Because then once they do get the all 4 players into the late game, that's when they can really thrive. But we'll have to wait and see if they can do that coming into the final 3 games. We're done for with Miramar. 3 more games on a wrangle to go before we call it an evening. So guys, stick around. Talha and I will be right back. We've talked about Black Dragons, we've talked about Fury, and now the Red Cannons are starting to truly show their colors. They've been playing well over the course of the week up until today, but now it's Red Cannons Day. I mean, obviously, they have, despite the fact that Fury made their presence known in the first 2 games in terms of getting a win in the second place, Cannons have just overlapped them in this one. I mean, this, sure, 3rd place, but kills with it too. And then that 17-kill game in the last one, Miramar, that's their map.
I think it's still worth noting that Singularity have always been there creeping in the top 5 as well.
True.
Okay, they haven't had like the most insane 17-kill win yet, of course, but they are still consistently coming up there, and they are taking on fights, and they're getting, you know, enough kills to make it count and getting the placement points there. So I feel like maybe not this week, maybe not today, maybe next week, all it'll take for them is to have 2 really insane games, and then maybe they're going to be in the running for that first place too.
Yeah, they're still a little further down. I think they're sitting 5th place overall. But speaking of placements and points, let's see exactly what it looked like coming in after that last game. We just saw 20 points for 3 Nagato men, and they are a team, despite Technos, of course, being a big and very famous player, very talented player as well. They haven't really been able to rack up the amount of points that they would have wanted, unfortunately. Cannons, once again, up there, 13 points in total. And Black Dragons, well, despite the tough start to the day, they do manage to rack up a double-digit ending there.
Yeah, only 3 points ahead of Black Dragons, but Black Dragons, they still need to do a bit more, because Red Cannons, they're pulling away, and okay, 3 points may not seem a lot, but we've seen time and time again, like you have said, the difference can be 1 point. Fury Esports, 3 points behind. No, sorry, that's not 3 points behind. That's a whole 13 points behind Red Cannons. But yeah, Singularity sitting in 3rd place after game 9, and Black Dragons 66 points in total.
I mean, they're almost averaging 12 points per game right now. It's insane what Red Cannons are doing. I mean, no offense, Fury right behind them, but almost they're averaging double digits. I mean, that is absurd, to say the least. And I am scared if I'm any team sitting on the 1st place right now, because there is a mutiny going on, and that king ain't gonna be there for much longer. That's for sure.
Okay, north to south plane, kind of skewed to the east side.
Is this a military game then? Sorry to interrupt, but we have to discuss this every time. Just to please HayZ.
I feel like HayZ says the military circles are more like...
HayZ would say military game on this one, for
really?
Sure. For sure.
I'd say like a prison, Lipovka, Milta, like mansion.
I mean, I just wanted to go to North George just because I want to have a circle that doesn't connect with the plane, so we can disprove faces or
Toby, we all want stuff and we don't get it. I want a Zaki circle.
You know? I wanted the new Tesla. I mean, are we just going to list up our Christmas list now? What are we doing? But well, once again, we see this, and we talked about it yesterday as well, how this farm split, because normally you see one team in and around farm and one team on the western side, but then you have Mechanica. Oh, no. Oh, run! The good thing is it's all co-ed land too, and he has indeed a vector. Stay away from my friend! And he is indeed gonna back off. But just to go back to what we were talking about before, well, there's the potential of the military circle. And it goes east again. Does it actually have to connect? You know, I'm gonna, after today, whenever I get home in the morning, I'm going to reach out to whoever I know PUBG Corp and be like, do the circles actually have to touch the plane path? Because this is starting to get weird. I've never heard that rule set by any PUBG Corp member, so I'm not going to go with it as official statement.
Yeah.
But the fact that every single game has done it, that's a parking. The fact that every single game has done it, if that's true, that it does this, whether it's on purpose or
that'll
not,
change a lot.
then there's so much predictability available for players. More than there already is, to a certain extent.
Well, I've never heard anyone say it apart from HayZ.
No, I've heard it rumored before, but then again, I feel like I've seen circles that do go opposite. But I guess maybe not. Like maybe I haven't seen that on LAN clients or event server. I mean, so maybe it could be a patch exclusive thing, or well, I don't know. But it's just interesting how the circles always, to a certain extent, like include some of the plane path.
Are plane path linked to circles? Well, first circle.
That was my attempt at making the X-Files theme.
Yeah, top 5 mysteries of the world.
That's a good theme, by the way. You know, when I was a kid, my dad used to love watching that show, and it always came on like right at my bedtime. Yeah. And whenever the song started in the beginning, I would literally shit my bed.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to swear, but that theme haunted me. I would always like you know, like how you lay down in bed and it's right before you fall asleep. And so it's like you're half dreaming, half awake, and then that theme comes on, and you're like, Mama, I don't want to sleep alone anymore.
See, I never watched X-Files. Was it just...
It's really good.
Was it crime-solving, like, mysteries?
No, it's alien stuff.
Oh, is it actually fully alien stuff?
Oh, yeah, it's like full-on Area 51 show. Really good. For those of you guys sitting out there, of course, you never, ever want to turn away from GLL because that's just amazing in itself. But whenever you have time,
aliens.
It's if you're liking those, like I think it's mid-90s maybe, late 90s
like alien
show.
Conspiracy.
And then alien conspiracy abduction stuff. It's pretty interesting. Don't watch the new stuff.
I think as human beings, we're all kind of intrigued and suckers for that kind of stuff.
All the stuff that we can't get, all the unproven things you want to prove.
Unproven stuff or not, it's Protonagum. They
one thing that I want to prove though is that this circle is going to go military. This is probably the most 50-50 military or not split we've seen in a long time. And look at the amount of players down by farm. Because everybody wants to be close to military, but they don't actually want to commit to going over there on the off chance they have to go back again. So everybody wants to be around. The only issue is this whole area already had 3 teams there. And now we're trying to fit in nets, and we're seeing some of the redemption players coming in. There's not room for everyone down here, guys. Go somewhere else. The Western Bridge is completely open.
There can't be a lot of loot.
Look at how many teams are there.
There can't be a lot of loot on all these players.
Can we get zoom in on map? Like a zoom in on the farm area? Just because but what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams with Milta up there, and then Redemption are turning away. That's potentially 8.
Protonagum, where do they think you're going?
Is farm open, guys? Oh, well, you know what? Let's just crash it and see what... Wait, what?
Oh,
that's an upside-down vehicle.
He's on 40 HP. Chicken's on 40 HP. He's actually got wrecked. Youngkush comes in with style.
This is probably the first early game pull-up we've seen in... I don't feel like we've seen any proper early game pull-ups. But then again, we were talking about... We have hit the halfway mark of the tournament. If you want to start making a change, if you want to start making plays, you gotta... maybe, if you're a passive team, gotta go more aggressive. If you're an aggressive team, go more passive. Change up something, and for sure, Protonagum, they just went full-on YOLO. Yeah, gaming, they don't want to stay
They don't want to commit to military either. They're already there.
It could be just a split and trying to take some bridge control, because I don't know if Paplix is actually going to cross all the way, if they're going to stop on one of the blockades halfway there. We'll have to wait and see. But seems like Ganjohan and yeah, gaming, they're where are they going? Where's Ganjohan going? Oh, he's staying there. Okay, makes sense.
No org, they're going to stay on military. Military base, and I feel like Mia Frango and the teammate close by, they're going to just take the...
yeah, gaming had a crate coming for them. That's unfortunate.
The crate landed as they were leaving. So they missed out.
Bad. Maybe that was a sign from the PUBG gods above that there could have been of MK14. And most importantly, of course, the tag stock. Best item in the crate. Observers agree.
Yeah, better than
fun little insight for those you guys who may not know. The tag stock is the only attachment you can get in a crate that you can't use for any crate gun.
Can't be used on the MK14?
Nope.
No, that's a cheek pad.
Can't use it. Completely pointless in terms of fitting any gun that you actually get in a crate. So it's from the very start been one of those big old questions as to why it's there. But I think there's a what do you say? There's a meaning to the mystery, and I'm sure one day we'll figure out what the meaning is.
It's one of those items, isn't it? It's like when you really need it, you can't find it.
Like the cheek pads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you
whenever
need
you
it.
run around with the double ARs, you have cheek pads literally everywhere. And that's when you need your extended mag that you never find. It's always the same. Always the same. Now, I want to... Okay, so where do you want the circle to go? You're going to say military, right? Because you're one of those guys that like to see the players suffer.
Yeah, I am. But
I am. I like some carnage.
I do like a bit of chaos, me. But, I'm just trying to think, because everyone kind of knows what to do now when it is military. But actually, no. I wanted to go military because I was going to say everyone knows what to do. Everyone kind of can rotate in, but there's so many players just in the farm area that I feel like there just won't be enough places for them to rotate into.
I want the center of the circle to be just north of runner, up in the little tip, but still on the military side, and then it shifts back to the mainland in the next circle.
Yeah,
that would be the shift. But now let's see. We got a little. I think a little minute's time to go until the circle's closed on in. Coffee break. They're rotating wide on the western side, not in a hurry at all to go in, and they're going towards that western bridge. Now, arguably, I mean, if you look at the concentration of teams, they have. They've probably made the wise decision in terms of not being part of the big old cluster out on the eastern side.
Yeah, and they've spent their time looting, so they'll be quite healthily looted.
Yeah.
Coming into this, I feel like all these teams in farms definitely won't be.
I just don't want it to go into the cluster, because then those teams are not going to be moving an inch for the next 3 circles. I just want it to go away from farm and Milta. Anywhere but farm and Milta would be pleasing. Now, Japish, they're sitting in a 3-way split. If the circle goes over here, I would assume it to be at most a 2-way split, potentially even all the players going together. And, well, it does keep farm in, but it's on the edge. And I would assume to see some of these teams that are out east right now do a big old wraparound and take some of the western compounds. At least try to.
Yapish already on the move in their vehicle straight away.
Shoreline compounds.
Ready for it. Yep. This compound is free.
For now, Japish are full speed sending it. Mine now. Going as fast as they can, trying to claim some land. Still plenty of water in the circle.
Go? I think they're going to take the hill.
Oh yeah, they're going up towards the shack.
Shed.
But you already got Osni up then. If he doesn't start shooting real soon, that's potentially going to be them seeing. Oh no! They're going over towards Rakanitsa. This is going to be a. Turn around, guys. Turn around. Every night I hear come a little bit.
Yep. Nope.
That's a big old nope.
Big
so they
nope,
go.
Yeah.
They
Why don't we just go back here?
Are they all committing to a 1-story building?
Wait, what?
Okay, so in the heat of the moment, I understand that. Oh no, we're getting shot at. Do something else. These situations, you got to remain calm. You got to remain calm, and I think they actually do, because they do split 2-2. Smart play by a very talented team. And in case you guys don't know them by this name, if you're not from the Latam region yourself, maybe just for whatever reason don't know them, you might know the former team as Bitloft, and they were present in the Grand Slam tournament here in Stockholm at GLL's Grand Slam Pro Circuit event, and they actually didn't do too bad.
Now Org sharing the southernmost farm barn houses with Furious Gaming.
That's the name becomes Sharkfin.
Sharkfin.
That's become the name of the compound because it's like part of the Sharkfin down there. Yeah, exactly.
Learning all these cool new names, and yet another crate landing on military.
Maybe it's foretelling that little shift towards the dip that I was saying before, towards the tip down south of where Asni is. I think it's technically still possible. I highly doubt it's going to happen, but this circle doesn't have to shift away from water, so...
Yeah, not yet.
You never know.
If it does,
then everyone's going to die.
Everyone is
literally everyone is going to die.
You know the audible moans that you get at like Pro League when it shifts to the to the islands of Miramar. The audible moans will be heard all the way from South America if that happens here. Just hear.
You hear the reeds from a
reeds.
distance. There is a boat. There is indeed a boat ready, and it's
It's
pointed in the right direction too. In the off chance they'll have to go, we'll know in just about 50 seconds time. Mayo Franco, well, they know they have company. They want to push upstairs, but you want to play this one smart, because pushing up with plenty of people on staircase, you can see them holding it right here. Once that first player, oh, Noran is proning on the other side too. Once this first player is knocked, oftentimes he blocks off any vision they might have in terms of pushing up.
Out the window. I was going to say you need to use a flashbang in this situation, but it's gone in the wrong direction. But it doesn't matter at all. Mia Franco gets one, but Noah finds Ali, and they wipe them out nice and easy.
10 out of 10 execution. They just did not leave anything up for grabs. There was no chances, no nothing. Everything was so well structured. You open that door, you pick this, I pick that. Very, very well executed by Noah. And now, of course, the military circle that we often waiting for.
Really impressive that you use a flashbang there.
Plenty of water, though. But for the most part, teams are... And yes, exactly, they use the flashbangs, too. We do see more and more teams use flashbangs on the Latam side of things. But now let's see Redemption. They have a way to go. Singularity got to commit to something as well. And that's going to be on the Nate when Necro nades himself.
It's okay, just about makes it. Actually, that would have been a well-timed nade. He's going to try and spray the other players down. Unable to connect enough shots to get the knock, but that's enough to scare them away. But he does have company underneath. Actually, no, is that person underneath him knocked?
Yes.
High power.
More like low power.
Low power.
Oh, that's the humor. Oh, he never actually made it inside the building. Underhand that nade, Necro, and that's a freebie.
I don't know if he knows if he's knocked.
Oh, he has no clue. He has no clue. He didn't. He never got a knock himself, so he doesn't know what team actually pushed towards him.
Yeah.
So there's no way for him for knowing. And also, Junkushi stole the kill. Cannets have been on our lips all day today. Now Logan whiffing some bullets, but does manage to find the knock. Fortunately for low kicks, he actually gets with that knock over on the other side of the ridge line, so they can't really get the immediate flush. But you can see Logan is he wants the point.
Yeah, he's going to just send it there, but look at this. Singularity's coming in for the backup straight away. Poma in fast and hard. No.
Hello, nope.
No. Okay, I thought they were going to be a good teammate there, but no, it's, yeah, you got caught out, mate. That's your fault.
I say hello, you say goodbye, and unfortunately, low kicks is left for dead. Oh man, that's a nice position though to try and retaliate off of his fallen teammate, but unfortunately not a whole lot comes off of it. They do manage to get a spot inside the circle though, which in all fairness is probably the most important for them right now.
Nabal is a bit further down, isn't where the rest of the team are, so that might throw Singularity off as he tries to make this push. You can see Singularity go into that compound. Just checking out the next one to see if there's anyone there, but no, there won't be.
You know what I'm seeing right now? And that's something that people should be scared about. End of phase 3. Black Dragons. Calm on the edge. 4 guys alive. First time today we've seen that. No, we haven't seen them at all be able to stay put with 4 guys alive. So let's see if they can indeed make a play off of this. Junkush is actually going on for the rest on towards Necro. He might be able to get it too, but that means that there are only 2 guys in the farm. And if Toddy can kill them or spotted them leave, that should be very easy to come by information. That's a slow driving. Is he driving on a one-wheel bike? Because I feel like that bike was driving a lot slower than what it possibly could have been. I thought for a second they were watching, like we were getting to see it in slow motion for it. But no, it was just a learner driver.
No,
not really wanting to
stabilizers on. Logan getting tagged up. Lycan is gonna start making the trek over the rest of Redemption, following suit, but pretty far behind. RDNX actually gets the frag onto, gets a knock, but it's going to be stolen, stolen by Lycan. And now Fury know that they're not the only ones up on this dirt road.
Yeah, Gwen. So over the top alongside his teammates, Fury coming off of a, well, I mean, I guess you can say a tough game last game, but they are in a, despite being far up north, I mean, there's quite a bit of forest down towards the southern side. And you can see how many teams are inside the circle in the center. There when we have time to look north. And now TheNameIsToby, the guys winning last game, are getting pushed. TheNameIsToby finds himself 1, but there's more kills to be found. Like, wait, he's dead? That was fast.
Hello?
My kill.
Coffee break.
Dragons are pushing north on this one as well. That's interesting. Berg up around the side with his teammates. They're pushing into a bit of a funnel up there, but we'll see what they can do.
Furia were being very aggressive, and now they're just falling back off from this push onto Redemption. As Poma's going to hold the building on his own, as Furia.
That is a nice play by
around.
Singularity. They realized,
he's looking for a second one.
They realized Singularity that Furia had pushed up the hill to engage in the battle, and they pushed the compound in the meantime. That is a very, very, very smart play.
RDNX up there, quick. Needs to be quick on the loot, but he also needs to make sure he doesn't get fragged in that doorway. And now...
Oh, we've seen this go wrong so many times. You just wait for the Molotov to blow up on the bars, and like... Ah! Fortunately, that didn't happen.
Well, fortunately for Hyaguin, it doesn't spread to him as he's trying to heal. RDNX is kind of like stuck up here now, but he does have the off angle, which I don't think Singularity are aware of. Goes for the spray, doesn't decide who to spray down first, but gets completely wrecked by Panda. As Singularity, they're not going to stop any push anytime soon, and just like that, Panda comes in the nick of time to make sure his teammate doesn't get flushed out, and Furia are out in 15th place.
Very impressive play by Singularity. Not only the understanding of pushing the compound when they had to, also making the plays as they did here, never being too passive, constantly trying to claim more territory, and in the end, netting themselves the compound. Black Dragons up on the northern side, I know that I tend to jinx you, and now I said as well that other teams should be scared, but you guys are in a wizard tower, and at least for now, you don't have a lot of exit plans.
What I liked about that push into the building by Singularity was Poma going in first. He full committed into the kitchen. He didn't just stand in the doorway.
Yeah.
He knew if he was going to go down, he shouldn't block the doorway for his teammate to come in. It's a rookie mistake that a lot of players do make.
You know this as an actor. We always had the rule that when you're like in the scene where you have 15 people on the stage at the same time, if you're the first one that makes it out after the scene is over, you better freaking continue walking because if not, then you're blocking off the exit.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have like a saying for it in Denmark. I can't really translate it to English so it makes sense, but that's literally...
Yeah, because when you go off stage, it's so small and so thin. You literally just have to
the first guy just stops, then you can never get out of the stage. So always commit and go all the way in, or else, especially on those stairways and stuff like that, if you get knocked there, you just block off your entire push. Like, it kills all the momentum.
Yeah.
Circle, pushing a bit north, and if you're Redemption right now, in all fairness, you want to clear out Black Dragons, but Black Dragons, they would want to swoop underneath. There's like a little bit of a, I guess you can say somewhat of a half pipe thing going underneath. Like a little, what do you call those things? I don't know. Underneath where they are. Oh my god, Hank, you're...
Look at the nade. Oh!
No! Killed Demo, right him over. Gets one, gets taken out though on the backside of it. Demo does stay alive. Demo stays alive. Tadix gets run over by the vehicle. Berg gets taken down on the one trade. And then Demo gets in. But in all fairness, that's all they could hope for. Now the big question is, no, they're gonna stop here where I thought Black Dragons might have been headed to.
I was just about to say...
Wait, where is he going? I thought he was going to stop. Where are you...
Yeah, here? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you say perfect, but I see nades. I don't consider this perfect by any means whatsoever. They had the northern dip to play from.
Yeah,
why would they...
like, dude, why are we here?
you know for a fact, like, you look at this entire dip and ridgeline they have to play. There's so many spots they can play in these hills. There's so many spots they can play from here. To me, I mean, the push makes sense if that next circle shifted south. Like, they see that circle, they go, you know what, we have to do something. Let's just go. But they don't know yet. The next circle could go back up north.
Space Monkey's getting pushed on at the moment by Gaming. But the nades, they're going to hold them at bay. PHP, he's still up. Ooh. Nope, he's not. I spoke a bit too soon there. Space Monkeys annihilate Gaming, and that push is held.
See now, Mechanica, they flush out coffee breaks. So once again, a tough game for them. 11th place obtained. But of course, not a whole lot coming with that. Singularity still managing to find kills here.
Still doing a lot of work. It might be their game to finish off with the momentum that they do have.
Shift then.
I was just going to say that this could have been Black Dragon's game as Furia died earlier than them. And then with that insane push, they then put themselves back into a very similar situation that we've seen in the last couple of games.
I'll see now. At least it's killed Demo who's alive. He's the one that gets killed, right? So I guess that's something. Well, Space Monkeys Oh my lord, that nade is going to be right on the money. It's going to get out. Relance taking out... Oh, Relance going to take out Rust. That's how it is. This next one... That's one more. A
Blue
third.
is coming.
Nope, not going to happen. Relance find himself... He's just single-handedly wiping the entirety of Space Monkeys right now.
Troncoso does have enough smokes to play around with, but the blue is slowly pushing him in, but he's made himself into the zone, lying down. You can see no org on one side.
Yep,
he's got grenades coming in from Protonaga on the other side. His life is numbered.
He's
His time is numbered.
You want nades in 3D? Because they will be coming towards you. Molotovs thrown as well. In all fairness, they're wasting a lot of utility trying to get these kills.
Yeah, and they're actually taking a lot of damage right there. Look at that. Necro, he's already fallen down to about less than the third HP.
Look at
so
this
is Valence as well. No org. They're trying to make that push into the circle, get a bit deeper. They've got nice, lovely smoke cover in order to make this push. Redemption go out.
Look at this circle. Redemption, the position they could have been in had they not overcommitted to going down the hill. They could have sat up here on the eastern side, still inside the circle, and been in all kinds of joy.
Oh, what is going there on Yapish? Harold, he makes it. Does he? No, he doesn't. He gets taken out. Ribbo's like, I'm not committing anymore to this, guys. That is crazy stuff happening. Meanwhile, no org. They're pushing Mechanicus in the triple story, and they're coming in. They've got a good push, but you're pushing against a building. Nade goes in. Well, no, Nade comes out, actually, and finds Mia Frango. So Vinny needs to really make a play and be aggressive here.
He's trying to push forward. He's inside the building. Shots fired all over the place. So it could potentially be his little break that he needed. But he's not inside the circle yet. And XX finds one from afar. That's going to be Noah. Knocked and flushed as well. But they have no idea that there's a player inside the building, I'm sure.
Letty holding...
Two guys inside. GOT0 managed to make it in two.
Letty's holding the topmost floor there, so he's very safe. He's just keeping an eye out just in case. I think through deduction you can tell there might be players in, but they're both just holding the toilet. If XS runs in, he's going to be greeted by two men sitting on a toilet.
There were so many nades and smokes thrown that they kind of lost them in the rotation or the push coming in towards the building, and I think they could really get caught off guard now should things go against them. They are moving around now, though, and you can see all of a sudden even Cedo and XX are immediately looking down south. They know now for a fact that there's players inside this building. XX, they managed to find Vinny. Great positioning on the roof. Very creative play. I like to see it. GOT0 taken down two. Good plays coming in from Mechanica. They've struggled to really make a name for themselves in the last couple of days. They finished with a win yesterday, right? I'm pretty certain.
Oh, I cannot remember.
I'm pretty sure that they got themselves a win yesterday, but overall haven't really been able to put up the big numbers. Ooh, the tree. Technosh denied by nature.
That was a very good shot, lined up perfectly, but unfortunately it was Technosh. They got headshotted in return there. Some of those shots you really wish that they do hit. Poma.
TTM, they just won the previous game off of sitting in that compound for the longest time. They're going to be clapping their hands now, having committed to the position they're in at this point. They are not going to be disappointed with the spot that they've managed to take. They have the the two-story building alongside the Wizard Tower where Technosh is sitting, and they are just chilling. And then Relance, he's up high.
Yeah, look at the kill tracker. Laranja Mechanicus, 8 kills. Singularity, 7. And then Space Monkeys on 5 and TGM on 5 as well. So a lot of kills for the top 4 teams at the moment. And Protonagam, they're trying to get involved as well.
And a good smart Letty is forced into the smokes. You see the two
actually
teammates.
Up on the
yeah, he's up above. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad position. He can get so much info from there. The only issue is that if he gets knocked, it's going to be extremely hard for him, for his teammates to do anything. In all fairness, he might be better off just jumping off and getting knocked by the folding and then get rested by his teammates instead of trying to run down. Because if he tries to run down, he's going to get flushed on the staircase too. So just jump off, get knocked from the jump, and then get rested by your teammates.
Kill Demo is still alive. Well, that's what I wanted to say. Like, whenever I've tried to get up there, I've always been shot going up it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's managed to make his way up. Relance manages to get Kill Demo.
He finds everyone from above. Yep, that's one more. 6 kills for Relance. The eye in the sky prevails, at least for a little while longer, and he sure is being a nuisance to these guys trying to just focus on taking fights with one another.
They're saying the flash hider, not flash hider, the silencer, hiding the flash.
They have no clue.
So they have no clue. Okay, they can hear the bullets, but it's gonna take quite some working out where they're coming. But
now you gotta get down. Get down now, because the next circle, the final circle, is gonna pop real soon, and you probably won't be able to stay here.
So I don't think he's thinking about coming down anytime soon. There's only him and Necro at the moment. Circle does. He can actually stay up there for a bit longer.
Yeah, but then again, now that they know he's there, do you really commit to... I mean, I think it's just too dangerous at this point. That should be a flush. Nope.
That went down
Goes
the stairs.
to the back room. Oh, that one should be on towards those. Shots fired, and that's going to be the knock on towards him as well. Flush comes in. Panda secures the second. They have just 2 players left alive, but Brutus is able to find the first. Quick is there to retaliate immediately. Teknosh out back. Tries to do some damage, and now it's up to Pummel to try and hold the angle.
Yeah, this
that's
push.
a nade, that's a nade, that's a nade, that's a nade. It bounces out, and it gets him down!
Teknosh, second floor, gonna go for the res.
One more nade.
That's what it takes. Quick. Pummel gonna go for the res now. Oh my god, that nade bounces off. Underarm.
Oh,
yes!
It's gonna go! It's right. Wait, what?
Oh, he doesn't actually fully get him. They survive. What? They can go back. They can heal. They can re-engage on this.
What?
Level 3 armor. Apparently it works
I've
against
stopped
nades.
questioning these a long time ago. I don't know why I keep reacting like this. That was, I mean, in all fairness, Teknosh, you could not have played that better. He played that extremely well.
I was going to just about, I was about to compliment Singularity, saying that their pushes into buildings have been absolutely on point and insane. It looked like it was going to be another great one. I mean, they got the right knocks. It was just Teknosh in the end there came out and surprised everyone, to be honest. But they're still stuck in this building up against 2 members of Singularity, and they do have the ridgeline to their advantage to use. Because that ridgeline is so close to this building, it gives them like all this kind of ground that they can use to be able to get all these different angles. And, well, again, like throw those nades in.
The thing is, this is the final circle, and they have to...
Relance has won this.
No
way.
Because he has to get down from here.
He doesn't. Well, he can just stay up here. Look at this.
Do none of them see him? I think Relance
Look at the angle he has.
Relance must have given up on trying to get down from here. Because there's no way in hell that happens.
Oh, he's actually going to try.
No, but he's dead. Just jump off, or die to blue. I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, die to blue. Should have jumped down earlier, in all fairness. Could have potentially made a play because he had that whole position running out in the open. But not going to happen. He is going to go down. Unfortunately, now the push comes in. Eventually it had to happen. And it will indeed come in, but Teknosh managing to stay alive there, and resing 2 players as well as huge. Brutus finds one. The spray down continues.
Yep, gonna go in, goes for the flush, gets a second in the smoke, just spraying, having a look at where the players could be, still wasting ammo on the people that are knocked, but it's gonna be his teammate. Poma actually finds Andy, and you can see Lawrence said still trying to find these players. Teknosh goes down to Poma too.
Keep in mind which teams we're seeing late. It's Canids again. It's Singularity again. And TGM, winners of the previous game with 10 kills, are here once more. Only 2 players left alive. Teknosh did get flushed out. 7 smokes to work with Lawrence. It has a Molotov, throwing it down towards Pummel. They don't know where Quick is. Quick hasn't heard this. You can't really hear the same like way that you click with the nade. You can't really hear that on the Molotov. So Quick has no clue, I think, that he's right behind it.
Oh my god,
Does
Quick
find
finds
Brutus,
well, Lawrence finally finds Quick, but Poma, he's lying down. He's got himself a ghillie suit.
Yeah, that's difficult to spot.
And level 3 gear going into this. AK-47 at this range, very, very good. You definitely do want to use that.
Crawl for info. Brutus crawls further forward. No, he's not going to get rest anyway. 1v1, v1, and a crawling Brutus who's going to go down right about now.
Don't think Brutus will be able to get... No, he doesn't. Gonna spray in the general direction of Poma, but he still can't see Poma. This is absolutely hard for him, but somehow Poma doesn't finish the fight off, and Lawrence said finds the head and takes him down, and now you're in a 1v1 against Rusty Zera.
Rusty, if you have a nade, he doesn't. He doesn't have any bandages or first aid. He doesn't have any first aids either. Lawrence should win this off of having that first aid go off. 24 HP, and they do it back to back. 10 kill victories for the guys that we said previously, well, they're probably not going to do it. Back-to-back wins, 40 points in 2 games.
I want to know who made their logo and what kind of hamster.
And where can I get it?
Yeah, what kind of hamster is that in there?
That is insane. And then played it so well too. TheNameIsToby, think about it this way. TheNameIsToby was the sole player in that building. Both of them were knocked, but because he gets the double flush and makes it upstairs, he gets the rest onto both of them, leads them to the win. Wow.
Absolutely insane. Just like that, you're up against Singularity, a team that we've seen time and time again. Really, very good up close as well. They already flushed out Furia, a team that is contending for the top spot.
Yeah.
And then they come in and they're going to do the same thing and try and flush you out, but it's only 1 versus... It was 1 versus 3 pretty much, and just the right nades landing in the right positions help them come out on top and carry them through to the victory.
Very, very, very impressive plays coming in from all these teams in the top, and especially TheNameIsToby, man. Very impressive to put up 2 wins back-to-back with double-digit kills added to it as well. But guys, we'll see in just a moment if they can continue their strive, which they're on right now. 2 more games to go. Take a break. Be right back. You know what this is, Talha?
What is this, Toby?
This is TheNameIsToby saying, did they ever not believe me? Are you kidding me?
TheNameIsToby is asking for...
Do you want more wins? Is that what you want me to do? Is that how we prove to you that we're worthy? We're sorry, TheNameIsToby. We're sorry that we ever doubted in all of TheNameIsToby, man. Double wins and 20 kills in 2 games. That's very impressive.
I mean, if they didn't feel like they had a chance in the running, well, I'm pretty sure they do now. Especially
it's still quite a ways there. No fairness.
No, of course.
But there's for sure a what wasn't the chance before.
But being able to pull that off back to back and being able to come away from death's grip from Singularity and turn that fight around should give them the boost of confidence that they just so need.
And that's another thing, right? The teams they're up against.
Yeah.
Singularity, Red Canids. I mean, all the teams that have really been fracking out hard. And now, there you go. Once again, it's not just the last game that we saw repeated itself. It's 20 points once more. And Singularity as well started to get themselves up there in the top. But you got to say it to Canids. I mean, I'm trying to think back. I don't think Canids have a game outside of top 4 today. Not just placements, but points in total. They have racked up a ton of points, and once again, they go double digits.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out as well, Orange Mechanica, they've been getting a lot of kills as well. They've really stepped up today in terms of their killing potential. I mean, their placement point there was just 1, so they didn't really do much in terms of trying to gain placement points. But nonetheless, they're trying their hardest to keep up on the points. As you can see, the overall leaderboard after game 10, 75 points for Orange Mechanica, holding that 4th place. Team Singularity in 3rd, Fury Esports in 2nd, and Candid still up there in 1st place. But where are our boys? TheNameIsToby men at 62 points.
They picked up 22 points in 8 games. And now they've just picked up 21 game, like 2 games back to back.
Yeah.
So obviously something has turned around for them. They've found their form, and well, this is probably one of the more fair planes I've seen in all of PUBG, and I'm sure they'll be able to go where they want. But I'm still looking at Mechanica. Like, why do you force yourself to jump in between all those teams down in farm? I don't really get it, but I mean, in all fairness, well, technically I'm not going to tell them what to do. It's just there's so much room on this map to go loot.
Military. Just go military. Just.
Oh, it can't. It has to connect to the plane, you know.
Oh, well.
Well, I guess technically
first circle is big
it's
enough.
rather
Yeah,
big.
it's big enough to
It's-
connect to military.
It's gonna be able to power ending because the plane ended there. HayZ knows these things. That's we need HayZ here to inform us on the circles. I used to be the one back in Contenders. I used to be the one who could predict circles, but I've lost my my mojo. Someone's stolen it. I don't know, but
You know, it's still in my head that you said it. You know, the teams that they're up against. You know, I was in that situation, I'd be like, holy moly, we just did that against Singularity?
Yeah.
Like, come on, that must make you feel like insane. Like, they're no gods. Who are these guys that they can be beaten by me?
Yeah, exactly.
What? Come on.
They are the new demigods, the 3 Nagato gods.
What are you saying? Even a god can bleed at the end of all of this.
Can they?
Nice 300 reference.
Can they, though?
Can gods bleed? Well, I don't know. Maybe. Well,
And
the
that's a
Greek
question
gods.
for our next podcast. I don't know if the gods can bleed. I mean, no offense, I've never met one.
You're sitting next to one, Toby, right now.
Yeah, let's find out if you can bleed, shall we? If you keep going down that tangent. Red Cannons, they are going to get looted up in Pachinki. Nothing new under the sun. For those of you guys who don't know them under the name of Red Cannons, which they have played under for quite a while, they used to be the Brazilian Crusaders, who have who has had their name mentioned and their team represented in the global PUBG scene quite a few times already. So never really done so and come away with the big results they're probably hoping for. But at least they've been up there waving the Latam flag and alongside some of the other teams shown that even though they might not go out and stomp their competition, they are to be taken serious.
Yeah, absolutely. They were at the Face It Global Summit, and it's worth mentioning. I'm pretty sure my memory is.
Oh, you were adminning that tournament, yeah.
Yeah, I was adminning, so I was behind a lot of the teams. Like,
did you see them? Like, were you there with them?
I did.
okay.
On the first day, I was chaperoning them around, giving them their goodie bags and whatnot. And I don't think they made it through the group stages, but the guys are just like, you know what? We're just so happy to be here.
It's a free trip.
They're just like, they just didn't care. Like, okay, we're out. Okay, it's a bit sad, but we're so happy that we're here and we get to be playing in PUBG stuff. Like, they're super nice guys. So it's really nice seeing a lot of teams just being like, okay, it's not all about the winning for them. I mean, it is to some extent, but they're just like, it's just we want to go to these events and we're just happy for the opportunity. And those are the Brazilian Crusaders guys. Well, Red Cannons now.
They have really improved too. I mean, the way that they have been playing this week is in particular. Had they played like this last week, we wouldn't be talking about Black Dragons. Like, red. The red would be what's on our lips then.
Beep beep beep, says Proton Nagam.
How do you say that? Proton Nagam. Didn't we agree that it was
Proton Tagum, sorry.
Proton Nagam. It's like complete upside down sentence structure.
Sorry, Proton Tagum, there you go.
Proton Nagam.
Sometimes words just come out of my mouth, Toby. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, that's fair enough. I can respect that.
Proton Tagum, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Proton
Tagum. They are meeping all the way through as Furious Gaming. God, Furia and Furious Gaming. Just come on.
Imagine back in the day when you could cast games with Avenger playing against Avengar. Those were tricky days too. We've had quite a few of them. 2 Ewangs on the same team. I mean, that's then we got Ewang and Ewan. We've had plenty of those tongue twisters in our life, and then this one is Fury and Furious.
I would say I didn't really impress Martin that much because I didn't realize his name was Avenger, and I was actually pronouncing the Q part. No, so it's actually a rude word if you actually say Ava.
I can't figure that out.
I'll tell you after.
We'll talk off stream. We don't want to get
so,
any.
I was like, hey, you're that, and he was like, no, that's not how you say the name.
Not me.
That's not
Well, then you continue to say it like that, right? Just for the sake of the
just
DM,
to annoy him,
of course. Well, first circle is Western. Didn't get our Millie or our Eastern circle, and DT he was the first one to get shot at. Not the first one to go down, but no. Oh my lord, that's gonna bounce far. They have found each other. I like to call this compound over-under, because there's a compound over and there's a compound under. And right now, Diesel is under fire.
I don't think Diesel know, but he's there.
Oh, he stopped the nade! He stopped the nade! He body blocked the nade! No, that's unfortunate. Great use of flashbang, had it not been because he flashbanged himself. And Diesel gets knocked off of... goes a bit too aggressive in my opinion. But that... Oh my lord.
It started so well, but it ended so badly for TT Zor. The push. was a good idea. The flashbang was even better, but unfortunately he flashbanged himself and he had to fall back there. But what an insane nade. Could have actually got 2 knocks.
It could have been very, 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 very scary for the No-Orc team, but fortunately they do get to live with the scare at least from now. I mean, they're in a somewhat decent spot. They're getting focused by both Coffee Break and I actually don't think Singularity can really spot this from the compound there, but Coffee Break, at least from a good split position, are looking down towards it. I like this play as well. No-Orc, they realize that they're getting shot at from way too many different angles, and now Pro and Tag are forced to make the run around, and as you can see, Coffee Break, they just have way too many angles. Yeah. They're sitting on each side of the compound, they know exactly where to look, and, well, Youngkush might be able to get himself in here and get the rest up towards his teammate.
Definitely going to be able to get the res off.
Don't rest him in the exact same spot he just got knocked, please. just out of the sake of safety.
Poma's running in now. Singularity trying to come in. They're going to be joining that fight very quickly. You've got Coffee Break splitting up in Gatka, so they're above Chopsticks in the yellows. And is there a nickname for that compound just below Everest?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Over under.
No.
Oh, the one where the Coffee Break players are.
Yeah.
Is that the one? I think that might be the one we talked with HayZ about the other day, called No Lean.
No Lean?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not sure if that was the one, but I'm pretty sure it is, because back in the early days, you couldn't lean when you were in that compound.
Holding window. Okay.
That's a good
Blows
idea.
up the vehicle.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's like the
but
gas
it doesn't matter because Singularity, they have joined the fight.
They're helping out.
2 knocks and 1 flush from it.
They are actually helping out Prone Tag him really, really massively. He had no idea. He had no idea Youngkush was fooling them for days, and No-Orc get eliminated because of that. What a play.
Yeah, No-Org, they were making that push. Then they started getting harassed by Singularity, so they just had to fully commit to that push into the building. Necro managed to hold off his angle, and Youngkush was just hiding in a corner and comes up behind them. They got completely bamboozled.
What a play. Caught off guard massively. And, well, Singularity got what they came for. Now they can rotate back towards the compound and chill there for the next 8 seconds before we'll see where that next circle will take us.
Singularity got themselves the breathing room that they just need, and the circle donuts directly in. Not many teams, they're not going to be rotating out, but Furia, they're coming and they're getting involved in what's going to be going out. Redemption does spot them out. You don't want to be standing still. Go bad. It doesn't actually land many shots on RDNX, and he manages to escape out of there. Ooh.
Did someone just go flying?
Yeah, it looked like someone was flying. Quick. Coming a bit close to the compound. Trying to see if anyone's in there. Doesn't get shot first, but does eventually. But the rest of...
He is spending a lot of time driving, and a lot of time driving that he should have been spent shooting, because all of the guys... From
no, you can't go anywhere.
All the guys from Redemption were here waiting, and... Quick, my friend, you are in trouble. The failed engagement, Galita was actually alone there for a while, but the failed engagement means that, unfortunately for Quick, his entire team got wiped. Oh no, Pum is there too, sorry, I didn't even notice that.
I think what happened there was Quick was driving around, drove close to try and scout it out. He didn't get shot at, while the rest of the team were already ready to crash. And he probably gave the thing saying, oh, it's clear. They crashed in, and then Redemption started shooting them. And they had the upper hand, and now Singularity, they've lost all positions that they possibly could have had. Yeah. And now they're stuck in between 2 teams.
Everything they had earlier has been completely taken away from them. Fortunately, Johan from Year Gaming is there to apply a little suppressive fire, but Singularity in all kinds of trouble. Ooh.
Ooh, 1 HP!
Now I'm really curious to see what placement Prone Tag him gets, because if they somehow get top 5 or something, just like he's one of those. Remember that time where he got inside the building with 1 HP?
No. You're not actually going for this res, are you?
He's gonna get it. There's no one nearby. That should be safe enough. They don't have an angle. It should be safe. I don't think they can even see from up there.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe call. TGM on the far western rotation. I like these. I like these plays where you know you're on the wrong side of the circle in terms of whether you can get the spot to play from. Now they rotate all the way underneath, and they're gonna find themselves with plenty of room to maneuver. I like the play. Same thing kind of happening for Black Dragons up on the eastern side. So set up, spread out, and try and see how much you can scout forward.
Coffee break. Holding the yellows still. Furious Gaming. They've got the compound just next to those yellows above Chopsticks. Space Monkeys, bottom of Chopsticks with Cream in the middle between them and the leftmost bunker. Mechanicas trying to get in as close as possible to the center, but they're looking like they're going to have to split 2-2 at the moment. Ivan, Zito, and Letty coming in closer, and they've got a good little area there to be able to scout out on Space Monkeys and Cream, but I feel like the compounds that Cream and Space Monkeys are at are just superior in terms of the amount of different angles you can use in order to assault anyone else.
Runner has been an absolute beast with bold actions, and ooh, Black Dragons for the first time in a while finding themselves in the middle of the circle without having to shoot everyone first. That's a first, at least for today. I'm curious to see whether they'll split down below, but it seems like Todix is going up the hill. Rusty Sarah claiming the compound early, and he's going back, maybe taxiing back and forward, trying to open the door, get inside, wing, safely.
I'm not too keen on that building.
Looking at the split, they have 2-2 up
Yeah.
and above as well. I think that's perfectly fine. Where is Furia going? We know they like to crash center. Where is Furia going? I'm there eyeing that compound. There, you can see the way they're driving right now. Andy, you got company. You got company. You got company coming right here, right now. No, they're turning. Where you can't disengage. Where you oh, guys, don't.
Ardinex falls, gets picked up by Kovad, and Furia, they're just going to keep sending it to an unknown location. And are they going to settle with the shack?
There's no way they survive this.
They actually are. They're going to settle with the
for now, but
the
all
shack.
their vehicles are popped, and if they don't, if they aren't inside the next circle, there's no way in hell they're getting away from there. I was gonna say, when you're out in that field, you have already at that point decided that we are indeed going in that direction or to that compound. Then you don't back out like that. Like, you have to commit to it. It's like rush being no stop. And then just because you see one flashbang, one Molotov, everybody stops running, right? It's like
yeah,
if you commit,
guy stops.
if you commit to it, then you commit to it, and they backed off, which I don't think was the right play to make, because they could have had a 4v2 situation. Now they lost RDNX in a situation where they maybe didn't have to.
Yeah, it's annoying when someone stops in the molly. It's just run straight through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just take less damage. Just run straight through it. Stop ruining the rest of the game for us. But I feel like a lot of the times when teams make this rotation, they always have like a backup plan. They should say like, okay, we're going to crash this. Like, we're going to go to this, but if it's taken, then this is the backup. This is where we should continue to go to. And I feel like that's exactly what Furia had, because there wasn't hesitation there in their rotation.
That's
they
true.
just kept going.
That is true. We'll see the guys from Furacao haven't really had the strongest day today either. And they're rotating wide around on the southern side. They have all the room in the world, but
where are you going to go on the south side?
Well, pretty much all the way over towards Kill Demo. Maybe they can play the forest.
Take
the good thing about their
hill,
rotation is that they're hitting it pretty much perfect. You wanna, like, when you make these really wide rotations, you wanna hit the wide as it connects with the blue. And they're gonna be off by 10 seconds or something like that, but that is a very, very, that is as good a timing as they could possibly want on a rotation like this. Only issue is now Space Monkeys, they have heard them high powers getting shot at already. Circle is gonna pop, and where are we going? Oh my lord.
They're not going to be happy about that rotation then.
Go back, guys, to where you came from, because, well, that's where you're going to be headed.
But now they have to go through Space Monkeys, unless they want to take the chances and taking some more blue damage. It's going to be ticking a lot more than it was as they entered. Black Dragons, they're making their way in. And they actually can stay up on that hill while they're in.
For a little while longer, at least, yeah. I think they should, too, because there's no reason for anyone else to push up towards them. Stay up on the hill, see what you can do. Nables, spots one, able to get the headshot down towards Letty, able to find him there. Runner, Molotov himself, that's not smart, and then their team go down. That's not what you want to have happen. Unfortunately, he does put himself on fire, and they die.
Mechanicas, nice and easy for them to be able to take that compound, push their way in deeper into the circle. Need to get that res up onto Letty. He's out in the open. He is surrounded by smokes because they do have company in one of the chopsticks coming up close. So they need to start scouting out and getting more information to make their move into the next circle. As Black Dragons, they're rotating back out of the circle by the looks of it. Oh, okay, no, they've noticed that there's a fight coming behind them on TGM. Brutos, Toddy tags him up. Gonna connect that with a nade. Hopefully it connects. It's a big bounce.
Yeah, that's not far enough. Oh. All the sneaky peeky angles. Lawrence, Sid does find one. Toddy's not able to get the knock in there. Faiska has gone down. No flashes coming in just yet, but Lauren does go down in the end. Once again, it's kill demo.
Yep.
One player to get kills.
Coming in just in the nick of time to make sure his teammate doesn't get flushed so that he can keep their four-man going. They can still hold off this push, but you can see Yapish, they want to try and get involved there as well, as Furikawa actually take out Space Monkeys.
Yeah.
So they go and commit to that fight and they go straight through them. And now Yapish, they're like, ooh, kills?
Mm-hmm.
Easy points, let's go.
Might as well see if you can rack them up at the distance. Toddy's down to 3 HP, trying to stay put. Berg's forced to throw smokes down to stay alive here as well. They're playing for this hilltop position. Great knock coming in from Berg. There's still 4 guys alive, but they need to keep on fragging hard if they want to be able to stay alive through this one. Teknush down the hill, last player alive on this side. Circle is pushing forward too. And they don't have a whole lot of room to play around.
Furia hunting. Faiska hunting with kill demo. Teknosh, he is making like a snake and sticking to the ground.
They cannot lose a player here. I mean, it's simply inexcusable now in a 4v1 to lose a player. You can get him knocked, yes, but you have to be there, trade the frag, and then get the res up.
I think Black Dragons are just not going to commit fully to finding that last player. He will eventually turn up. The zone is coming in, so they know they're going to just have to gatekeep him. Press all down to Teknosh. Well, he was a star player of the last game. What can he do for his team? He's a bit too far away here, and the zone is chunking.
Yeah, that's the main issue. We talk about how phase 4 is the circle from which you can't any longer rest in the blue, and Faiska should have been long gone and inside the circle, so that if they did get knocked, they still have the high ground position where they can rest each other. That's a little mistake made, and Furia, despite going into a spot that they might not would have wanted to go to begin with, well, they're inside the circle.
I love what Coffee Break are doing. I love it when a team does that.
Just splitting it out. It's a really nice split too, honestly. I like it. Osney by himself on the shack. Look at the vision he has up the hill too. And then you have 3 guys in the chopstick on the west side.
Mechanicas, however, they're on the high ground. They've got Gaming coming in, and they're going to be looking to climb over that chopstick right there as the engagement does come out. Pamps gets a knock with a nade, chucking nades over. Ivan Zito still just lying down, waiting. Pamps, he's going to be calling, stay away from the fire though. Nope, going to call straight into it. And this is actually looking like it's going to turn out very badly for Mechanicas. They don't have any sort of clue where they're coming from. Well, they know that they're in the other chopsticks, but they don't know that there's actually a player, well, he was up on the higher ground pushing.
They need to deal with these guys right now, Mechanic, if they want to have any chance. That nade could be money, and indeed it is a double flush coming in and the knock on towards Bo. So Ganjuan is by himself, and that one takes him down to half HP.
Backs off, but now he's stuck. He needs to get out of this position, and his nades, they're not going anywhere close.
Wait, did Letty just nade himself?
Wait, Ganjahan? He's still alive?
Letty naded himself.
Okay. How?
F's in the chat for Letty.
Sorry, Letty.
Maybe he got knocked on the hill trying to throw a nade over the other side. And then, like, as he gets knocked, his nade falls to the ground. And then I would assume that's the case, because I honestly don't know what else could have been the case. But still unfortunate, though. Todix does go down, and I think that leaves just 1 player alive for Black Dragons. So, tough situation for them. Yep, Birch is by himself. Silson has seen him. Can't really get the angle to get the flush in, though. He's being shot at by like 5 different teams. There's no way in hell he's surviving this.
Crawl. Crawl. You can make it, X. X says he doesn't make it. However, the blue's coming in. That's not going to be a res at all.
Keep crawling, keep crawling. He's close enough. Ganjan is slowly poking on over. You can see the damage being done by blue. That could be the difference making damage, and indeed it might have been. Because just 36 HP for Ivancito. It's not a lot to work with.
Yeah, it needs to go in a bit deeper. Look at that. The smokes are coming in, blocking his vision off.
That's a good play. That's a really smart play.
Does he go through the tunnel? Does he come on top? No, he actually can just stay a tiny bit longer to heal up. The blue isn't going to force him anywhere else at the current moment.
Keep in mind, Quick was a solo player and then all the time from Singularity for the longest time. He's alive. So is Junkush, the player that managed to survive with 1 HP earlier. He's still alive on the northern side of the circle. Both of them are.
Osni has been taken down. Danny manages to find him in the shack, so coffee break. 1 player down now, but they still have the chopstick. The north part of that chopstick is still in the circle, and they can hold that for as long as they want to.
Should be able to at least. Rachi does go down. They need to make this crossing, and I'm not sure where they can go from here. Like, where can Fury go from here? I don't see it.
Do they even have their vehicles? That they
I don't think they do anymore.
Their vehicles should be completely gone.
This is where you go. Let's see how many kills we can get before we're forced to go into the circle and die.
Well, there's not that many players around them, to be completely honest. I mean, they have Yapish. I feel like Yapish have good cover from them. Black Dragons eliminated. Good shot there by Flux.
And Fury are the ones to claim the kill too. A little bit of a silver lining in them trying to be the ones to take the spot away from them. Now Red Canids, they're pulling up the compound. There were 4 alive previously, but I think, yeah, it was only 2 people really committed to making that push forward. I don't know why you would do this, to be fair. You have to make your way into the circle. You just send 2 people in to death, essentially. And now the other guys are coming. Like, you cannot establish a beachhead with just 2 guys in a compound where there's 3 teams. Or make that 2. But still, it's simply not possible. And now they're coming in, but way late, so the guys have had a chance to reload, set themselves up again, and now it's just going to go horrible once more. This is a bad play, in my opinion.
Andy's leading the charge up. He gets 1, flushes it out. Danny, get off the stairs so your team can come and help you. They know where the rest of them are. Noran, he is in the Harry Potter. The nade's going to go in, but he's in the back. Oh my god, the nade actually does 50 damage to him. Hyaguin, he does fall to Ribbo. So Yapish, they're trying to find the rest of Furia over there in the south. But this push by Red Canids, it's not over yet.
They're still alive and they're kicking, and we just managed to fit in more people in the compound, because why not? Chikwatin realized that his entire building is all of a sudden on fire, has to potentially vault out in the corner. He's gonna go down, he is dead. Drakaris all the way through, and Chikwatin is gonna find himself bled out in just a short moment. Furia, they get eliminated. Flux tried to stay put.
Chuck it upstairs, chuck it
upstairs. And throwing the nade down. Swarm around the staircase, but 50-50, I guess you can say, in terms of whether he'd be upstairs, downstairs. Unfortunately, he was in the middle of the stairs. So no damage done. Oh my lord, that's an 8 right in the money.
Yeah, Furious Gaming taking a lot of just utility damage. Noran, second time he's been tagged by a grenade. His teammate dying to fire. But don't forget, you do have Redemption here as well, and they're holding the yellow buildings of this compound.
Yep, there are so many people in this compound already, and we got another 2 teams trying to make their way over to water. This is not going to be easy at all.
Junkush, he's in there, and he's trying to spray down. He's trying to take on the fight against Redemption. Quick from Singularity. He's also just a bit further back. He's on the road, so he's not getting involved just yet. But Junkush, he's showing he's got big brass kahunas, and he wants to take the fight with anyone.
And here comes Japish and the guys from Coffee Break. They're saying, hey, can we play along too? We know there's already 4 teams around the compound, but we kind of want to make it 6 teams. And then Quick can chill and do whatever he wants on the northern side. This is insane. This is an absolutely insane ending. Final circle is going to have 15 people alive, and they all have to leave the compound. Like, Noran is pretty much as much on the dot as you can be. I think the game is going to end like right outside of the Wizard Tower. Wait, is this final circle? I'm pretty certain it's final circle. I could be wrong. Is it only circle 7? 26 minutes? It should only be circle 7 then, I guess. Yeah, it is. It is. There's one more circle to go after this one. One more circle to go.
Ali holding the window. Okay, no longer. I say just needs to hold a bit longer. Someone's head is just gonna go into his crosshair. Gonna peek back round. Redemption in there. No, it's just looking like a stalemate between everyone.
Yeah.
The only team that needs to make their way in still is Coffee Break by the looks of it. They're not quite in, but they are. They're doing work as they try and make their way in. Nicoletti finds Raspu.
This game somehow became a city ending. I'm not sure exactly how that works when you're in the middle of a huge field, but this just became a city ending in the middle of the open.
I like.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's like the closest we've really had to a city ending with this region. So we'll now see your Noren looking up forward, but it's Kovac to find Silson.
Oh dear lord, no. Worth props for the effort. The effort's there, but Coffee Break. Time to go for a break as they get eliminated in 7th place. There's just no surviving there for those guys. Yeah. Literally everyone in these buildings, they're not shooting at each other anymore. They're just shooting outwards. And if you're caught out there, don't think you are gonna. The thing is,
everyone's been struggling to get here, so nobody has utilities really confront anyone. And you can see nobody has nades, nobody has smokes who are actually here. So even if you get a knock on someone next door, you're not actually going to push them because outside there's 4 people sitting and waiting for you. And it's just not going to happen. I'm really curious to see that final circle. It's literally going to end inside the compound between that yellow plank building and the wizard tower is where the game is going to end. So
yeah, and Redemption, they're a full 4-man team. Just all in there.
It's literally right in between, right there.
Yeah, right there. So they don't actually have to leave.
No, they're going to wait. They're going to wait it out for sure. There's no reason for them to do anything at all.
They just need to hold each angle, make sure that anyone that leaves first, they can just shoot them down because they've got the luxury of cover. Whereas everyone else, they have to come out of their cover before they do. Yapish, they're currently leading the kill tracking leaderboard in this game. Ragnar, the last one remaining. He's still pretty far out, but he's managed to make his way into the final phase, but that doesn't mean anything because there's 6 teams alive still.
Yeah, but
that's 2 points for the placement.
Exactly what it is, right in between the wizard and the yellow plank building. Ragnar crawling his way forward. Cannons, 2 players alive on the southeastern side. Furious Gaming, next line of defense. Then you got Net and you got Singularity with 1 apiece. And then a 4-man strong Redemption trying to rack up some points in the middle. Noren has a Uzi. That might be, that might be the winning weapon, in all fairness, in this area of the map.
Even though Ragnar's the furthest out, I feel like he's got a good chance here because no one's going to be focusing on him coming in from that area. But there we go. Andy and Raspu, they make their first move. They charge straight into the Harry Potter, and they make it there cleanly. Yep. Ali was just completely unaware. They had the smoke for the cover. And Ali now gives the call to his teammate in the Harry Potter, hey, there's 2 underneath you.
Really smart play.
Be careful.
Really, really smart play, using the utility as best as they could to make their way further forward. Alia has to get out of this building at some point soon, but doesn't want to make the move just yet.
Noren still holding. Smoke's coming in, flashbangs coming in by Yunkosh. Ragnar finds a knock onto Raspu. That's underneath the Harry Potter, so somehow Andy didn't get knocked either. NA luck. He finds Yunkosh trying to be a little snake over there. Ragnar gets a second knock with...
no, that's a flush towards him inside the building. Ragnar goes down as well. All of a sudden, this is starting to fall apart, but here comes the snake. Quick gets himself a double. What a great play by him. Half HP for him, but he does manage to get the double flush in there. Underhand nade now. Noren is on the other side. Balita's close, and there's one more player just around the corner. Nade, no damage done. You still have first stage to go.
Yes!
Oh my lord, this is a hero play.
This is insane, and now he doesn't have to worry about the people in the
Noren's
yellow
upstairs. Noren's upstairs. Keep that in mind. He's
timing it perfectly.
Noren's not looking that way at all.
If he gets Noren, then this is going to be so... Oh my god, the smoke is also helping him. Noren, he doesn't spawn. Noren hasn't spawned him. Look at him. He's actually
Oh, he does
quick!
go down. He does go down. Now they have them completely caught off inside, but Norin down to the blue. It's a 1-1. Elia has to reload. Elia has to reload. Kovac all by himself. 20 HP gets spotted up, but Elia wins the game in the end. A ton of misplays happening in the heat of the moment. What a crazy end to the game. Elia, no bullets, had to reload, manages to do just that. Kovac tanking blue twice. No, wow. There was so many things happening in that game that went very much against what I thought was going to happen.
And to think that, sorry, who was the last one alive from Redemption? It was Kovac.
Yeah.
Redemption.
Yeah.
And to think that he couldn't shoot someone who had no ammo and little health because the tiniest bit of the bar holding the stairs up was blocking him. And that's what blocked him from the victory. He was up against someone literally with no gun. Literally with no gun and no health.
That's unfortunate. But Elia did manage to bring home the win, fortunately. Interesting way to finish off the second to last game of the week. That was a city ending.
This is why I like city endings. It's fun.
Yeah, but it's absurd. It does force players to be extremely creative though. But we are going to take a short break before we'll be back, and we'll be ready for the final game of the week. So guys, stick around. One more break to come, and then we'll tune out. But not yet. Stick around. See you soon. Who would have thought that a ending in what was 99% field, 1% compound would end up being arguably the most chaotic ending we've had in a game today?
The most fun.
It was creative. I mean, I must say, whenever I saw Quick not only get the double kill, but also jump up on the roof, I was like, there's a chance.
Yeah.
The only player he had to deal with was essentially Norin.
Yeah.
Because had he gotten him down, then he would have had an angle on towards Ali on the other side, and then it was just a matter of like literally Assassin's Creed style jumping down from the roof and killing the guy below you.
Not even that, it's just those guys, well, they would both have to kind of run out at the same time, but I was hoping it would be, they have to run out and like turn around and look up.
And he just 360 jumps.
Yeah.
We did see these for the 360 kills yesterday in the end of the game in the European Wingman tournament. There was a guy just like casually throwing out a 360 and then
somehow landing the most insane headshot on a level 3 helmet.
We do see these crazy things happening every now and again, but Furious Gaming were the ones, not in the cleanest way, but they were the ones to rack up the win with 18 kills added to it in Singularity. Gotta give it to them. I mean, Canis as well. I don't think Canis has had a single game today outside of placement points.
No, the top 5 regardless in the last game. It's still the consistency you're looking for.
Sure.
Okay, you got 4 kills. Not as great as many other ones, but like if the threshold for first place is double 4, then you know you're doing something right if you're just getting half stat and you're still coming in the top 5.
Now let's see. I'm curious to see this leaderboard in the overall leaderboards coming in after we're done with this. Canets 129 in 11 games, still over 10 points per game. That's insane.
And all the little things that Singularity are doing, Quick staying alive as long as he can, getting that double kill at the end, it's still keeping them up there and still keeping that gap for this this week's games really close to Furia Gaming.
I'm looking at the overall boards here. I have a team. I mean, 9 placement points in 11 games. That's just tough. And I didn't see exactly who it was, but that is just tough. Now, final circle. Well, it's going to come up about 30 minutes away. But final plane, which was what I was trying to say, is coming your way as we speak. Decent one of that. Mills of Power endings, of course, coming your way as well. Or wait, is this a Saki ending because the plane started there? HayZ, what do you say? Are you still awake? Let us know. Let us know where this plane is going, because I'm trying to think ending we haven't really had in Latam yet. We haven't really been
Zaki.
out in. We haven't really been in Mills of Power, like way down on the eastern side. We haven't really been. Yeah, like those like shooting range or west of that. I think we've had one that ended up in that
We
area.
had that yesterday, didn't we? We had shooting ranges.
Yeah, but like west, like plane crashing on the western side,
Oh, yeah, no.
like over towards where Runner is.
Mm-hmm.
That area of that we haven't really been venturing too much into. I like the fact that Nicoletti is on a split, considering his teammates are at Everest, and he is at Mills of Power. That is a committed split. I like it. That's very, very committed, and it might pay off. Who knows?
There we go. There's your Milta circle.
Well, that's the Mills of Power circle that we were looking to see. We'll see if it's actually going to end there as well.
Military.
But there is, I mean, there is a lot of potential for absolute and utter chaos, because look at it kind of goes along with the ridge line of the circle. You got Red Carnage, you got Redemption, you got Prontagam, you got Furacao, Singularity, all in a cluster up on that western side, and they all have to figure: do we want to traverse over Potato Hill? Do we want to rotate further north? But then it's going to be into Naya, and like, how do you do this when you know? Because if you're Singularity, you know there are 3 teams around you. Of course, thank you, observers. That is where the game will end. That is, I've seen an ending. Like if you zoom over by Mills of Power, the little island on the southern side of Mills of Power, I've seen an ending there. I've played a game that ended on that. I got second place. I got so
A
tilted.
little island.
If you zoom into Mills of Power, observers, then I've had a game end there once. That I would love to see in a competitive game. I don't think it ever will.
Well, the little bit that's sticking out on Milta.
No, this little island on the southern side. It's just like a little raisin underneath Mills of Power. There I've seen an ending, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. Yeah, this one is good too, but I think our observers are getting tired because they don't realize that that's actually outside the circle. So it's guys, I don't want to spoil it to you, but I don't think, like, this is not those other games where the servers start moving around at some point. I don't think that's going to happen.
There's not a.
I hate being the ruin of dreams and whatnot, but I just don't really see that happening. I like the idea, though. I like the creativity. Who knows? Maybe something happens. Maybe they're predicting.
Yes,
that is also a viable option. But again, I have to be the breaker of bad news. We are still not in that area of the map.
I have said this before. Why can't we just put that bloody island in the middle of the channel that's running between the 2 islands?
Where would you fit it in, though? South of Milta?
No, well, yeah, you could put it in south of Milta, or you could put it in there.
So essentially, Milta, like from Milta, would be a pond, like a lake the size of the Esnaya Lake, and then you would connect the island towards where the gas station is on the bridge and where the eastern side is by maybe with 2 small bridges.
Yeah, or you can put it bang slap in the middle between the 2 bridges in the middle. I mean, that'd be a bit too obvious to do.
But then you have to extend the bridges a bit and drag the island further down, I guess.
Pretty much. But I mean, it's not that big of a spawn island, but it's doing nothing up there anymore. So, you know.
If you guys ever wonder why you don't land 3 kilometers from your teammates, Nicoletti right now is a perfect example, because you might end up by yourself. And that's what happened to Nicoletti.
And he has to leave the vehicle behind. He's going to get shot at.
It's kind of sad because he was actually the one inside the circle too.
Oh, he gets tagged up twice. Second shot was a big heavy hit. Yeah. But yeah, they're not going to let him leave. It's not gonna happen.
The thing is, they're not going to leave. Oh my lord, speaking of leaving, that should be what these guys are doing right now. But no, they're not. They're jumping out and they're turning around and they're taking out the... Oh, Aliyah gone down. The winner of last game, Norman and Aliyah, were the ones to claim the victory last match.
Oh, come on.
The timing! He's going to get shot from behind now. The Hipfire gets down the knock-on towards 1, but Berg is there. That's a whole other team third-partying.
Come on.
What is going on here?
You had the drop, and now the rest of Prone and Tagum, they're coming in and they're getting tagged up. It really looked like Furious Gaming could have actually...
Wow.
Oh, no.
It was just bad timings.
Yeah.
Like, every time he peeked the next corner, he was always around the next object. It's like, just give me an angle, goddammit. Oh, wait, what?
Hello.
What is this game?
He actually hits him up to 50 HP Ragnar. He's just going to keep going. Oh, no! Ragnar! Headshotted right at the last second. Black Dragons, hello?
Good morning. Welcome to the party. Why was this not game 1? We would have had the energy for days. And that, my friends, is a cheekbone operation that's going to be costly because, well, he's dead.
It's no more than a cheekbone operation.
face transplant.
More like a revive operation.
Oh, that's also an option.
And a heart transplant, lung transplant.
Oh, one more vehicle
come
upside
on.
down. That's Furia. In issues, Pommet throwing a nade forward, but they're just pulling up on this right down to the window, and he gets him! He gets him with the drive-by! What the actual hell is going on here?
No BM. RDX says I can do that too.
Whoa, wow.
Is that BM or showing off your skill?
I mean, when he just knocked it, does
everyone
is doing it now. Everyone is doing drive-bys. What the hell?
Black Dragon's still on it though. Feiska gets a knock and Toady finishes off Cassin.
Just for the sake of the chaos, should we have the circle go military now?
Yeah.
Just to make it stupider than it already is. What the actual hell is going on here, guys?
Can we
We're not the only ones feeling the almost 4 AM vibes here. I thought there was a time difference, but our friends in the Latin American region, they're going fully insane on this one.
It's the last game. We can't be bothered. Let's just go. Send
They
everything.
forgot that this wasn't that like this show match that you normally do after the event. No, this guys, in case you haven't heard, this match counts too. So please try and win it.
Oh yeah, we thought the rule set was you have to get vehicle kills, like kills while you're in vehicles.
Exactly. Oh,
it's gonna happen.
Feiska. That's a beastly angle from the side. That's the second time that the Black Dragons have nothing to do in that engagement, but still manage to find the kills.
Oh my god. Technosh coming in, managing to find red. In fact, that's the whole...
He killed the entire team by himself. They all pulled up on the compound and he 1v4'd them.
Can we take...
Guys,
a second.
We're 8 minutes in the game and we've lost 15 players. Come on.
Can we just breathe for a second?
Calm down.
Understand what's going on, because that's Red and Candid.
Por favor,
they're
calm
gone.
down.
They're finito. And we've been championing the entire day that, hey, they've always been in the top 5. They, like, consistently has been Red and Candid, TGM, and Singularity. They are making it into the top 5, the top 3, game after game, and this is the first game. Red and Candidates go out 16th place.
Well, I mean, it had to happen eventually, but I mean, overall, whatever happens, it's still probably going to keep them above 10 points per game on average, because they were sitting at. They might be 1 point off, but that I mean, it's still very, very, very impressive week for them, and they should be proud coming into the final week next week. Yep, that's also an option. Let's see now. Let's see. Military. 3, 2, 1. Nope, but we are indeed going with power. I mean, that call was a good one. The islands are all in question now. We will have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. Space Monkeys, they have a 3-way split now, trying to make it a 2-way split. GBL trying to make his way over towards his teammate. Should be able to do so. XX is here. Whoa, there's a bike. Oh, Green Lust. Might want to think twice about making that crossing through the open field.
Quick swap out to the 4X, see if you can get a spray down at more than 100 meters.
Even Cedar brought a boat, just in case they need it, you know? Just in case they end up needing a boat.
Just in case. Everyone's making the rotation in now.
Wait, where is Furious Gaming going on the west side? Chickwitton and Danny, they're just living in denial. If we don't go to the circle don't come after us, type thing. And I don't see where they expect to be able to play this circle from, but they are going in the wrong direction.
Singularity coming in from the north. So is No Org. And they managed to make their way in. In fact, Yapish are going to be driving straight towards No Org. Going to be crashing some vehicles in together. It's going to be a little scuffle.
This is horrible.
Past each other. No more vehicle kills coming out. Come on, guys. I was getting entertained there.
No Org flying straight in towards Artie. There's 2 guys down immediately. That's the power of the barrel. Vinny by himself and Fury up and above trying to do some damage. They actually get both the flushes on towards them. So the guys from Furikau, despite getting both the knocks, don't get any points off of it, at least not yet.
There are still 2 potential points to get for them over there. High Power gets a knock with the nade. Ronna comes in and finishes off Yapish. They're out in 15th place.
That's the team we saw rotated alongside No Walk, and neither of them are really in great positions right now. Panda from afar gets the knock on towards Runner. Might be able to get the flush too, but nope, that's going to be No Walk down. Runner still behind the rock there. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get anywhere from there. You can see Logan pulling up on the... on the rock now, might be able to get the res up, but vehicles should get popped, and I don't see how they get away from there. There's a crate in the water, though. Could always just swim out there.
Crate in the water.
Crate in the water.
Okay, Furia, they know that Black Dragons are coming up behind them. They've just hit the deck, and they're going to be doing their best to try and get them down. Oh, God, all of them.
You can't see anything now. That's the issue.
That's the problem, but I feel like Black Dragons will be able to see them.
And then a funnel of like a nade magnet spot down on those rocks. Yep.
Yep.
No. Oh, I thought it was an 80. There's no way they see them.
Toadie's just trying to figure out if he can see anyone at the rocks or at the buildings, and I think Black Dragons, yep, they're going to back off. And
I mean, there's no reason for them to over-aggress.
Yeah.
They want to wait and see that next circle. They still have their cars up by
so they came back
up
to
by
the
Lumber. So in case it does shift out east, they want to be able to full speed send it in that direction.
Panda knocks Ronna this time, but he gets knocked behind the rock, I think. Like,
again. And now Logan has to go back again to res him again. We're reaching a point at which you might just leave him be. Circle is going to pop in just about 10 seconds time. And, as you can see, Runner now knocked from another person. Unfortunately, Panda's like, are you kidding me? I've been spending so much time trying to get that kill. And unfortunately, it ain't paying off. Quick tried to go in the rotation around the side, but that doesn't work out either. He tried to get the off-angle position, but he runs straight into who? The 2 players that rotated all around the clock and got their way up behind Quick.
I was going to say, you don't want your teammate to throw a nade onto that when you're running towards the flush. A bit of team damage. But there we go. The circle shifts more towards the southern part of Milter Power. Milter Power is still in there, so is Little Milter.
Small Power is going to be like the gut spot to sit in now, with this circle shifting away from water.
Yeah, but look who has it. Redemption.
Yep.
They have it, and they have it on complete lockdown. Whether it's going to get crashed, we're yet to find out. But Furia, pushing from rock to rock, they do find Black Dragons again, and doing some hefty damage to both Feisker and Toadie.
Yeah, damage done for sure. Nate's going to throw forward. Is it going to bounce far enough? Nope, just goes off on the wrong side of the rock. Feisker looking over towards the opponents, and look at this kill demo. Great split from him over the hilltop, but not a good enough angle to get the knock, and that tree ain't granting him the cover that he needed to stay alive.
1 HP on another member of Black Dragons. Hyaguin, he's just going to send it up the hill and push, try and clear this out. He knows there's probably another player up here, and it is Burke from Black Dragons, but you have to keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, they're all pushing
you might
now.
miss it.
They're all running over the top. You see them all 3 committing to it. They want to get the flush in towards kill demo. Kill secured. This is the battle of the giants right now, at least in terms of who's in the top of the kill feed and the leaderboard overall. Burke playing it safe, trying to get healed back up, and Furia, they need to push back down to the rock where they came from to get back into cover.
Burke is just chilling. He's managed to survive just a bit longer. Lying down. He does hear the shot, so he knows how close they are. Roger Wow pretty close to him. But Burke, if he can make the play here...
there's more than one, I think.
Yeah, if he can make the play here, he can actually save his team from getting completely... fumbled. Wrecked. Yeah. Trying not to swear. I'm trying to find a nice creative word around it.
Funneled?
Funneled, yeah. That probably sounds worse. Roger Wow just sitting in between some smokes, but Burke buying his time.
Yeah, the issue is
playing patiently.
If one of them get knocked down below, one has to commit to them.
Singularity are in now.
Speaking of the situation, if one of them gets knocked, which Feisker just did, that's going to be so difficult. Ooh, great shots coming in. Flux gets one, but Hyakuin does get taken down by Panda. Great push forward. Panda has to crawl further down, though.
Now Burke's getting involved. He knows that there's some help coming from Singularity. He finds Roger Wow, and Is he able to convert that? Yeah, he is. Gets the flush on it now. Flux. He's like, okay, there's still one more Black Dragon person up there. Now I'm getting pushed by Panda as well. Well, by Singularity. And there's nowhere for me to go.
Exactly. Flux needs to play it so smart, and all of a sudden things fell apart for the team of Furrier Circle. Well, they had to go back on land, and indeed it did as well. As we said, we expected the area of Milta Power to be a pretty high value, and as you can see here, it's probably one of the most center spots in the map right now.
Don't really want to get caught out on this hill.
Yeah.
Everyone else that's... Oh,
wait, what? Did he just 1v3? No, that's... Oh, okay, 1v2. Okay, 1v2. Panda and Loki's were the only two alive. But still, Flux racking up points where needed. We talk about it all the time, how 1 point can make the difference in an entire tournament. And it's these small... Oh, one more extra point there. One extra point there. Kind of performances that end up in the grand scheme of tournaments. Because if you do that once, every game or every other... Like, just say you have one of these where you get 2 more points than you would have had every second game. Over the course of a whole tournament, that's still 36 points difference on all of it, right? Tap, 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 and spray.
It's just the image of sort of the back of a buggy firing more than 100 meters.
Oh.
That's quite fun. Oh, wow, he's actually getting pushed as well.
And see, they're going aggressive. I like it. That's the second time we see them pull over compounds.
Yeah, oh dear lord, you don't want to get caught out running in the open like that. Double spray Bozo, making it look easy. But the rest of Pro and Hagam, they're in the building right below. Right below Gan Johan.
Holding the entrance and doing a good job at it.
Go on. Be a man. Jump down, 180.
Well, this window is busted, so they could jump up without at least making that sound.
Do it.
Cue, but as you can see here, they are kind of sort of waiting and expecting him to be out in this area.
The molly to flush out one room.
Attacked him. He's taking damage. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, as you can see. Down to half HP. Oh, DT saw from behind. Space Monkey's managing to find him from the far. Yeah, Gaming now pushing on over a little late, but Farabro is coming into the assist.
Bozo with a nade. They're in the toilet, so I don't think that nade's going to connect or anything.
Well, that should really limit where they can be now, though. Oh, that's a multi from the small window. Good night,
DT Zor's going to get knocked again.
Wait.
What?
Oh, okay. I thought he shot his teammate in the back of the head. but that wasn't quite the case. They do manage to get the flush in there. Safe place, but as scary as I was, as scared as it was for a second, it did make sense in the end.
There's fight on the hill.
Flux is still alive. He might even make it into placements.
Just about 10 teams remaining.
Yeah.
8th and 7th place gives you... Right? It is 8th.
It's just 1 point, yeah, 1 point.
1 point for 8th and 7th place.
Yeah, and then 6 is 2.
So just two more teams. Look at this. Mechanicas, they've got themselves the corner of Milta
just
Power.
Just go straight southeast, so there's no one in the circle.
Beach.
Do it.
Go to the beach.
Do it. Well, I mean, as much as I could hope for, I guess. Next one can still go further down there. Now, yeah, Gaming, they'll have the entire Richland and the East to play around. And how do you still have nade statics? I mean, you've been fighting against Furia and Singularity for the last hour. How do you still have nades? I don't know it doesn't have any more now, but still, 4 kills for Black Dragons, 5 so far, I believe, for Flux. Oh my lord, that's ahead.
Come on.
Did they see each other?
The head is going to peek on over. Why would you aim anywhere else? You know where he is. Come on, Furious Gaming is eliminated. That's Excess finds Chikitin. God, Flux is just teasing right now.
Well, he has to leave. They both have to leave. That's the issue. 7 alive. Oh, no, he jumped up, but he's able to stay put. 3 seconds to go, though. He needs to get this first aid off. I don't think he has time. He's going to go down to blue. Oh, just exactly gets it off. We're in phase 5. Keep that in mind. It does so much damage. It does get spotted from afar now on Todix. It's going to be the one to take him down. 5 kills for him and the team, and they should be going down pretty much immediately after.
Okay, Todix has so many trees that he can use. He's standing a bit still there. Technosh tags up his backside a tiny bit, but this is all she wrote for
You
Todix.
say that, but he's going to get the rock, get a first aid off.
No way.
He does. I mean, that's a very long run. That is a very long run.
There's no way.
At least he can deny the points. Might as well. Might as well just stay out there and die to blue, because there's no smokes, no nothing. Yep, he's going to tank it. No reason for him at all. Again, they were in a situation where they could probably go aggressive and try and get some more, but they are not in that first place massive lead any longer, so might as well just tank blue. Oh, and as I say that, TheNameIsToby gets a kill. 5 kills for TheNameIsToby this game. He's been popping off today.
Yeah, doing wonders for his team, game after game. Let's see. Furacao, they need to make their push in towards the circle, and they're going to be up against 3 Anagado men. So make the push. They know that TheNameIsToby is up there. They've tagged him up a tiny bit. But it is kind of a hard bit of terrain to kind of traverse over.
Yeah.
You're going to use some smokes. It's undulating quite a lot, but look at the spray coming out. Tagging up TheNameIsToby. He's going to reply, but it's going to be H&K that finds the head of TheNameIsToby. And now that's at least 10 seconds out.
Double nade coming in from Dream Russ. That's going to be the double kill and elimination on towards Coffee Break. High Pow found by Belita at a distance. They know there's still one more left remaining. That's RDS. He's not inside the circle yet, though, and as you can see, they're chunking down quite quickly.
It's all well and good. You've got all these smokes, but if you're not going to move with it, you're going to get taken down by the blue. TheNameIsToby does fall to the blue as well. Looks like Furacao are eliminated. MVP, blue zone.
These shifts are brutal right now. And, well, I mean, unfortunately, TheNameIsToby did go down to blue. Yeah Gaming have a chance of making a play in the final stand. Space Monkeys 4 alive. Redemption 4 alive. 3 alive for Mechanica. And then we have 4 alive in Yeah Gaming too. As I say that though, Paplex gets knocked in the open and should be able to get flushed. Indeed he does.
Yeah, rough rotation for Yeah Gaming. The best bet here is to try and push up all the way to the wall rather than standing out in the open like Ganjahan are, because they've got Space Monkeys that are going to be coming up onto that little plateau. Oh yeah, sorry, this bit here. Yeah, they can use this as a very good cover against everyone. But that plateau is going to help Space Monkeys when they need to finally move out. They've got the cover with the trees and a bit of undulating terrain there as well that they can lie down behind.
Yeah, the good thing about that area we just saw there is that it only works if you have the south clear. And because they're the ones that came in from the south, they have nothing to worry about in that direction. That's a death. Protus goes down, but that's again 2 wins today and a 5th place. And a 2nd place? No, they won that game. So 2 wins and a 5th place today for 3 Nagato men. Good upgrade for the guys.
Well, I completely was not looking at the circle there, so they can't actually use that plateau. They're going to have to just go as deep as they can. And it looks like they are going to send it towards small Milter, mini Milter. And they're going to be greeted by NA Luck, who manages to get 2 knocks there. And he's going to try and convert them into points, but Mechanicas going to keep him at bay. And they might even try and steal a kill on Heiner. Look at this, he just wants that. He wants those points.
Of course. Every single point you can obtain, points will earn. Unfortunate for him, Ganjahan does find him. He does get traded off immediately after, though, so paying a price for trying to go up for the flush there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ganjahan is still alive, so that's not a point that has been converted to redemption at all. Here's a point lost completely, and that depends if PHP or Bozo can get the res, and it looks like they will be able to.
Chancosa does go down to the blue. That's unfortunate, but I suspect a bit of damage done from afar was in part of it. I think Papro just saw like a shadow. Yep, and now he spotted him indeed as well. Great flush coming in there. Space Monkeys down in 4th. We have 3 teams remaining after the last day of games this week. 4 alive still. Oh, make that 3 potentially. Nope, he does manage to get away. 4 alive. For redemption. 3 of Mechanic on the other side of the road, who's kind of just chilling right now with the circles continuously shifting towards him. And then 2 guys in the air game.
Yeah, Mechanicas don't have to worry about the circle at all. Excess finds a knock onto Kovad on the other side of the wall. They just need to wait, and Yeah Gaming, they can get in the circle as well, and they can pretty much chill. Redemption, they need to leave their hard cover here. Oh my god, Excess, he's getting more knocks one after another. Finds Lycan as well. Okay, he's got 2 nades and 4 nades on Letty. Thank you, Mr. Observers. So 2 and 4 nades, so 6 nades in total for them, and they can just go ham now with the mortar strikes.
Still have to go over the wall, though.
Oh.
You've imagined that one bouncing over.
I literally would have just lost it.
That would have been absolutely insane. Not gonna happen. Those smokes thrown forward, trying to isolate Mechanica to make that push on over, but there's just no room for them to do anything.
This is what I wanted to say. Even though XS is knocking players behind the wall, he can't convert them into kills. He has done enough damage to their armor that there is no armor left, and there won't be that many meds left either. And just like that, he can just go for the one shot to the head. That smoke is coming straight into his face, but he's going to use it to his advantage and put himself in a position that they might not be expecting him because he goes for the spray down.
You have a nade, XX. You have a nade.
Gets one knock. Scar in hand, and now the nade comes in.
This is going to be huge. No,
that's a bit too far. Is that too? Yeah, it's a bit too far. But NA Lucky, he's pushing straight across.
Full HP.
XS has no idea actually. For this, Letty actually gets all the kills. Picks them all.
Wait, what? Okay,
wow.
so he just hip fires him casually. No big deal.
Lying down, hip fire.
And now Bozo. Wait, no! You don't do this circle 7. What are you
greed.
going for? What is so important that
New
you have
armor?
to go out?
I think it was
armor.
armor.
Okay, that would make sense. Armor, helmets, that makes sense. But anything but that, you do not go out into the blue when you're 2 teams alive.
I need those nades, man.
Yeah. There's the. Hey, that's the compensator I've been looking for all game. There's my 8x. Yeah, you don't do that. You don't do that.
Okay.
But this would make sense.
So while this fight's been happening, Gaming have managed to split across the road so they can get more kind of reconnaissance on this circle. And information that they have is, well, Mechanicas, they're not in this circle at all.
Drop that backpack, Bozo. Drop the backpack. Your yellow suit right now grants you so good, like, invisibility. But that backpack on your back makes it so easy to see you.
What about the 6 smokes, though?
Well, they can't be. I mean, if he starts throwing smoke... If he crouches up now, it's going to be seen. No, he whiffs! He whiffs! He whiffs, Bozo! No! No! And this is going to be interesting.
Mechanicas. Oh, dear Lord, please,
Could you imagine them both jumping
guys. The spray down Mechanicas.
Could you imagine them both trying to jump out of that vehicle and both getting knocked while doing that? That would have been absolutely hilarious. There was a chance, and I don't want to mention any names, but Bozo, in all fairness, they had a chance. They had a chance. Had that first knock been converted immediately, would have been a 2v2. They were both caught in the vehicle.
Yep.
They had a chance, but Bozo whiffed in a situation where he shouldn't have, and that's the thing here. We got to keep that in mind, because I don't like saying these guys are bad or these guys are much better than everyone else. But we are playing a tournament where we're trying to find not just the best people in the kind of the community, the best people on a continent are who we're looking for. And if you want to be the best, you hit those shots, Bozo.
Yeah, I think he was a bit too trigger happy there. He didn't wait until he was fully crouched and for his aim reticle to be completely still, and that kind of whiffed the first couple of shots, and that's how you get 180'd, guys. That's literally how you get 180'd. Not having enough trigger discipline, pretty much.
That was a fun game, though.
Yeah.
Interesting how the last game, we lost 15 people in the first 8 minutes.
Crazy vehicle stuff. I mean, Furia, like, this is what I mean. I said this last time, and coming in, doing the South American wingman stuff, I was saying, I love them because they do so many cool things with cars and vehicles and whatnot that, you know, and they showed it. They did it right at the end there, and I loved it.
I think the craziness that we saw here is kind of unique to this game. I hope, at least. Like, if you ever get on like a global desk for any tournament, never say, "Oh, Latam regions, that's the one where they start doing crazy stuff like that and drive around." Like, don't use that as an example of what they do.
Latam are known for their vehicle switching seats kills. Oh, we've seen it enough times.
Okay.
I've
seen other regions do it too, but I'll keep
analyze
you
that, Toby.
Analyze that. Crazy. It was very, very local, and 1 minute gave us an interesting way to finish off the day. It is late, as you can see. We're hitting the 4 a.m., 4 in the morning mark real soon, and it has been a ton of fun covering this week. We're 2/3 of the way through the Latam region. By the end of the next weekend, we'll have found out who indeed is going to be our first place team. And if I know correctly, I think we might be joined by HayZ, because normally when we do these regions,
it's going to be just 2 of us. I'm pretty sure.
It's only going to be you and me?
Well, I'm coming.
I think I'm coming too.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure HayZ is coming as well.
HayZ is coming as well. Yeah,
so
I think
it's gonna be all three of us.
It's the final week, you know. We're bringing in all. We're gonna sit with
whatever.
our bow ties, some pop champagne, and it's gonna be.
I'll bring bow tie.
I'll bring a bow tie.
Okay.
HayZ, better bring a bow tie.
You better bring bow tie.
It's gonna be the final week of the Latam Masters, and I think right now we're waiting for some leaderboards to just kind of finalize the standings of how exactly things went down this week, because it has been a crazy week. Day number 1. Okay, wait. Last week, Black Dragons all over the place.
Yeah,
Furia were with them, but it was Black Dragons. This week, Furia, Black Dragons off to tough starts have been the name of the game. But then today, and by the end of yesterday, Red Canids really started showing off.
Absolutely. They were ahead. They were on top of the cumulative leaderboard of today after game number 12. Game number 11 before going in. And they were so significantly far ahead in their points that it was like, well, no one can really kind of catch them at this point. So, putting that into the overall leaderboard might boost them up a tiny bit.
Also, 3 Nagato men back-to-back wins with 10 kills in each game. That is not an easy thing to do.
No.
They managed to do that.
Don't forget Furia. They got their first... the first game, they got the win. In the first game, Furia got a win, 10 kills. There we go. That's how you English. Yeah. And of course, still with that, they are consistently coming in, the top half of the scoreboard, the top 5. Even if they do come, if they drop out of placements, they've got enough kills to kind of boost themselves up.
Yeah, you think so.
In it. So, yeah.
Solid, kind of analytical
stuff it, Toby.
Stuff coming from Talha. If you rewind the last minute and just listen to his sentence there, reach out to me on Twitter and tell me if it made sense. I didn't understand anything that he said, but I'm sure it made sense to Talha, and that is in the end the most important. It's been a ton of fun, guys, and that's what I love getting inside, because it's rare that 2 European guys get to sit and cast a South American region. I mean, it's insane, and I think it's amazing to see. I've had the pleasure of getting eyes on a lot of the different regions, and I honestly think the Latam region has a lot to bring to the table. I was asked earlier today who I thought were some of the better up-close teams for fighting on social media, and I had my teams that I would go with, but I said, like, as runner-ups on we're talking global scale here, not just Latam, but on an instant, full-on global scale. I put Black Dragons on the list. Now, they haven't really shown that to me today, but off of what they were able to do last week, their communication, how they maneuvered around in up-close chaos moments, they just seemed completely spotless. Today wasn't quite their day. Circles went away from them. They lost players early in rotations where they thought they had a safe compound to go to. All of a sudden, whoa, there's 2 teams there. Things fall apart. But I mean, these guys in Latam, you guys, if you players are watching now, kudos, because they're doing a damn good job.
Now, the last Latam Masters that I did before for the GLL Grand Slam stuff coming in, I had no idea that, South American teams had their own pro league. Yep. And I follow PUBG quite a bit, and it was just amazing to kind of actually sit down and be like, hey, I can actually look at this region, see how they play in their own region, rather than taking a few teams out and plonking them on a world stage and seeing them not necessarily do that well. But then you go to their region and you kind of see their playstyle and how it works in that own region, and how all the other teams kind of play very similarly, and just how crazy it is. Like, it is just every single time. Send it, fight, and let's see how the chaos unfolds.
It has been very, very, very interesting. And of course, for those of you guys who want to watch along next week, it is going to be, well, I'm very certain it's going to be the exact same time as it has been today. So it's going to be Saturday, Sunday. For us, it's midnight CEST. I'm not sure exactly what the time zones are. I think there are 3 time zones in South America, like East Coast, Middle, and West Coast, but I'm not sure exactly what that would be. I'm not going to say anything either, because someone will take my word for it, and then he's going to miss the first game or something. So just Google it.
Just Google it. Well, I mean, if you tuned in at the start for this, then just tune in at the same time.
That makes sense.
There you go.
And if you want to play games too, that's another thing. If you've been watching some of these tournaments unfold, play.gll.gg. You can get, even if you watch, like if you want to watch all these leaderboards and whatnot, you can go over there. You can find all the info. There's so many, so many tournaments going on the daily that you just don't miss out on them. It's great practice.
Make an account, link it to your PUBG account or Steam account if I'm right. And hey ho, it's actually free to take part in, and you can take part in all sorts of tournaments that happen. GLL run the premier Wingman tournament, so you can take part in that. Thousands of people try and qualify for it, and then once you do qualify with your duo, you get to play in your region for a number of weeks. And then if you're in the top 16, money. Well, if you're in the top 16, you get to go and play against, well, if you're South American, you get to go play against the NA's top 16. And then you actually compete for money there.
And there are a lot of the players that are in this tournament too that are competing in the Wingman series too. So if you're sitting out there watching, going, "Oh, I'm better than them. I wouldn't have missed that Boso spray there. And I would have won all those games." Well, prove it. Sign up, play.gll.gg. That's where you'll find all the action. We are still waiting for the kill feed to wrap off the day, and of course, if you guys have any questions to us, we never really talk about this too much. But if you have any questions to me, to Talha, to just Enrique, I mean, it could be, why do you say prone tag? I don't even know what was it they said.
Prone tag him.
Prone tag him. Why do you prone tag him? I don't know what he was saying in the beginning, but if you have any of those, like, guys, why are you butchering my name like that? Reach out to us. Say, this is how it sounds. We would like to know.
Yeah, we would like to know.
And if you have any questions regarding anything else, feel free to reach out. Our handles should be on the Twitter and all those things. So if you're curious to find out anything, let us know. And if you're, I mean, I'm sure there's some very nice mods in the chats too on Twitch. So if you have any questions GLL related, I'm sure that they will be able.
Well, I'll vouch for Toby. Toby is more active than I am on Twitter, so he usually does a PUBG question of the day that people take part in, and it's really does make you think. Yes.
Once that one where I asked if I should cut my hair. That was probably the most.
You know, these are good questions.
That is very PUBG related.
Very PUBG related. Toby, should you cut your hair? No.
I don't think so. Not yet.
No.
A little.
Not yet.
Like, what do you say? What do you say? Trim?
Trim? No, I think
like when you're like just a little, cut off a little, so if it should be good.
Well,
yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna get to that point at some point. It's not gonna be right now. But if you have enjoyed watching, of course, next week, final week, and I don't know if it's leaky to say, but I'm not sure. I'm just referencing off of what happened last GLL Latam Masters. We were accompanied in the studio by the Portuguese speaking Brazilian Portuguese I'm gonna butcher that. There were casters from the Latin American region, because it was Beta. It was, I mean, these guys, they were the ones that you've been watching. If you've been watching the
Spanish
the Portuguese stream.
Oh, it's ES. So yeah.
No, it's PT.
Oh, is it? Okay, I thought it was tweeted as.
We're butchering, like, we're offending so many people right now. We're sorry. We're really sorry. But we last time we were joined by some amazing casters from Latin America, and I don't know, but I hope they will come again, because that was amazing. Getting to sit and talk to them, and unfortunately they spoke good English, and we sat down between the games and after the games. We talked together, and we were like, they were sharing a lot of insights on the players and all this stuff. Very, very fortunate for us to be able to learn about that when we obviously aren't really right next door from each other.
No, of course, they're mostly teaching us how to say names correctly.
That was also a big thing.
Like Poma, it's not Pom or Pomi. It's Poma, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like as Toby is saying, if we are saying stuff wrong, well, you know, please let us know, pronounce us, because you learn about Yapish is actually. I can't do it.
That was close enough. I think that was pretty decent. Yeah, we're literally just we're just in the hot seats right now. Production doesn't tell us anything.
Production is saying, just wait a few more minutes until we have the final scores ready for this week.
Oh, it actually says on the screen.
Hang in there, guys.
Hang in there.
If you're not hanging at home, grab on something and hang in there.
Good save. Because I would probably want to do that looking at us right now. Well, we probably shouldn't say stuff like that, but we are literally just buying time right now. It's very late in the evening. But the most important thing is, and I think you can tell on the two of us right now as well, is that we are and we have been having a lot of fun doing
Of course.
that. And if we have had a lot of fun, then I hope that also means that you maybe, just maybe, have had a lot of fun watching. And if that's the case, follow the Twitch channel. Share it with your friends, because we are in a state of video games these days where there is a lot of games on the market, and
a lot of similar games as well.
I think PUBG, I mean, even for people that just play the game for fun, they would have a lot of fun watching it competitively too. They just don't always know about it. So if you have friends that you want to introduce to competitive PUBG, I think twitch.tv/GLL is a good way to start, because there's literally stuff going on here all the time.
Yeah, and if you don't have the notifications turned on, turn them on. God, I feel like YouTubers. Turn that notification bell on so you know exactly when we go live. And also, you know, follow the GLL Twitter if you want to get your updates, because we have some lovely people working behind on the social media account. People that stay up this late trying to get the clips to put it up saying, hey, look, by the way, you know, this team won this game, and they're all doing it EU-based, so they're staying up the same time as us to do their job. So it really does pay off.
You know what I think we should do now instead of listening to us?
Thank God.
Look at a leaderboard, because that's what we've been waiting for the last 13 minutes. Now let's see exactly what it looked like last game. Mechanica won the game in a crazy fashion, but they did manage to do so nonetheless. I think if you're a year gaming, they probably would have wanted to finish off with a victory there, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Redemption got in there too, and now let's take a look at this week's game. Canit's 12 games and a total of 130 points. That's over 10 points per game. That is insane.
They've got a whole 10 kills more than second place, which is Furia Esports.
Yeah, that's absurd. Now let's look at it. The overall leaderboards. Furia in first place, and Black Dragons, who were sitting so comfortably up there last week, have been tossed not into second, but into third place. And look who is sitting a little further below, sure, but making their way up towards him, Singularity as well. Guys, next week is going to be insane. It is going to be so exciting. What was potentially one team running away with it in the very first week is now going to be these 4 top teams of the region, very much going to be fighting for the top 1 spot.
Yeah, there's 13 points in it between the top 3. 13 points, and we've seen already from this week, one game can make that difference.
12 games left to play. Anything can happen. It could be another one than just any of these 4 teams winning.
Yeah.
That is insane to me. Absolutely insane. I had not thought that it was going to be that close, to be fair.
Well, yeah. No, there was no way Black Dragons were going to keep their number 1 spot.
Oh, no, obviously.
Absolutely.
But I didn't think Cannons were going to actually surpass them.
Yeah,
that's very impressive. Guys, you know what? I think, given the time, given that you guys have muted our channel long ago anyway.
Probably. Bedtime story with Toby.
I would like to, on behalf of me, our Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Music, Talha, the entire GL production, and you guys, say thank you so much for a lovely evening. Saturday, midnight, CEST. Be there. You don't want to miss it. See you there.